Do you want to get rich fast inside of Roblox Grow a Garden? Well, if you have an elephant ear, I have some good news for you because I got some mutations on the elephant ear to make it the most expensive elephant ear in this game. And if you follow what I do exactly in this video, you could be one of the richest players inside of Roblox Grow a Garden. So make sure to watch all the way into the end of this video to see this very special elephant ear and to see how valuable it really is. So Brighter hooked us up with one elephant ear seed. Before we plant that, we're going to go ahead and spawn in our moon cats like we normally do, just so we have a chance to get this thing gigantic. These things already grow pretty big, but the moon cats, we should see it get even bigger. All right, there's all 8 moon cats. We're gonna go ahead and plant the elephant ear right here to begin with, and then we're gonna get our sprinklers out. So let's do the usual. Let's get a master sprinkler on it, a godly sprinkler, basic, and advanced. All right, there we go. We're all set. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing to grow. We're almost there. Come on. Grow in for us. The mooncats are already napping, so hopefully the fruits on this thing become gigantic. All right, there we go. We're officially grown in. We have our elephant ear plant ready to go. Now we actually have to just wait and get an elephant ear fruit to grow in. All right, we've used over 1,000 watering cans on this thing, and this is the only progress we have so far. Ooh, this is tempting. We have a rainbow one that's growing in. And it always takes us a lot longer to get rainbow because you have to use the butterfly, which like takes 20 or 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, look at how big this one is that just grew in. Okay, we might have a winner on the size. So even though this one's rainbow, I think we have a winner of which one we're going to go with, which is this gigantic elephant ear. And we're gonna go ahead and put some polar bears down so we can get chilled going. And then we will do our sprays like we normally do. So we're gonna do chalked on that. We're gonna do chocolate on it, and then we're gonna do pollinated on it. All right, we're good there. We're gonna also get a honey sprinkler set on it so we can get honey glazed. All right, honey glaze is there. You can see the effect. And now we just need one of these polar bears to chill this one. And then we could start aiming to get rainbow on it. All right, well, our polar bears are trying to get... Oh, well, it looks like they just got chilled on this one, actually. So I believe this one has all 5 mutations on it, but I can't really check until it's fully grown, which is a bit of a problem. But we can start making progress. I'm going to get a queen bee out, and then we're going to get our butterfly out so we can convert this elephant ear to rainbow. And again, the queen bee has a 5-minute shorter cooldown than the butterfly, so we can get that rainbow effect on this elephant ear 5 minutes faster than we normally would be able to. All right, I can tell watering this thing and with all the sprinklers on it, it is definitely making growth progress on the fruits. The elephant ear that we're going for right here is actually slowly growing. I'm seeing it every couple seconds just get bigger and bigger. It's really hard to tell, though, the size because this thing is digging into the ground. Okay, so the way that the elephant ears grow in Grow a Garden is that the first layer grows in, which is like the outer layer, and then you get this inner layer that grows in. As you can see for this one, here's the inner layer growing. So here's our elephant ear that we are working with. This is the inner layer that is growing in now. The outer layer is over here. The inner layer looks to be bigger than the actual outer layer. As you can see, this is gigantic. Like, this is huge. All right, so the queen bee's cooldown is finished. That should help with our butterfly here. And now the butterfly should go ahead and add rainbow onto this gigantic elephant ear. Wait, what? What's going on? Why is it not doing it? The butterfly didn't seem to do anything, but I don't know exactly why. All right, I actually had to just save a clip because I just saw the polar bear applied chilled to the elephant ear. I thought this whole time we had chilled, it kept failing, and now I think we officially do have chilled on it. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that there's actually a 3rd layer to the elephant ears. So there's like out, middle, and in. We only have 2 layers done on this one, and the second layer is not even done yet. I just want to point that out. We've used over 6,000 watering cans on it now, and that 3rd layer still hasn't even peaked out. And these ones are still even growing here, and these have been getting the same amount of watering cans. So I can only imagine this is going to use up probably another 5,000 plus watering cans to finish this. So honestly, we might just AFK until it's fully grown. All right, so we stacked some sprinklers and we have sighting of the 3rd and final layer of this elephant ear. So we are definitely making progress. We are getting there. This thing should be done hopefully soon enough. All right, something I didn't think of is that I could have bought the grow all sign in the front of my garden, and I think that would have sprouted all my fruits. Let me go ahead and test that on my main account real quick and see if I can grow all my plants with my main account. All right, I just did it, and it looks like that actually worked. So if we did that to begin with, we would have actually saved a lot of time and a lot of watering cans. Oh, and the queen bee is doing her thing, getting the butterfly to convert my mutations. And now look at this giant elephant ear. It is now rainbow. This is a huge elephant ear. So what we're going to go ahead and do now that it has rainbow is put pollinated back onto it. Then we're going to put shocked back onto it. We're going to put chocolate back onto it. And then we're going to use the honey sprinkler. All right, now that should have caught us up. So now we should have... Yep, there we go. We are back up to 5 mutations. And when the polar bears do their thing, hopefully we get chilled back on this. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the rest of these elephant ears, though, so they're out of the way. Once this is chilled, we can officially move forward on doing the events to get the rest of the mutations that we need. All right, there we go. Polar bear applied mutation chill to elephant ear. So we're going to go ahead and pick up all these polar bears now, and we are going to spawn in some other pets. So we're going to spawn in 2 scarlets for the new verdant mutation that they can add to the plant. We're going to go ahead and spawn in 2 of our chicken zombies to hopefully get zombified. We're going to go ahead and spawn in 2 disco bees as well, and 2 cooked owls. So that way we have a chance to get all of the pet mutations that we need. So we can either get verdant, cooked or burnt, zombified, and disco. And that will add on some mutation to this thing. A friend actually told me this, by the way. And I think a couple people in the comments told me this. But you can actually highlight certain fruits specifically. So if we go ahead and favorite the big elephant ear over here, just so we don't touch it by mistake, we can actually use our shovel to delete these elephant ears that are growing in individually. So I probably am just late to this information, but this will actually help so we can get rid of some of these elephant ears that grow in that we don't want. So hopefully our pets will target mutations on the only one that we have. Oh, disco bee, he just applied disco to this. Cooked owl, come on, cook or burn this elephant ear. I don't care, I want either mutation. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Good job, cooked owl. I'm proud of you. We now have burnt and disco on this thing, so now we can pick up the rest of our cooked owls here, and we just need these chicken zombies to get us zombified. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in some more chicken zombies and another scarlet bird, and that is some better chances to get the rest of the pet mutations that we need. Let's go. Our scarlet just applied verdant to our elephant ear, which now means if we get sun-dried, we can get paradisal. But there we go. We got verdant on it for now. All right, so Brighter is officially here, about to queue up all of our events to spam mutations on our giant elephant ear. The only problem is that I left the game to go AFK, and I completely forgot about keeping my plot. And since he's already here, I don't want to have to rejoin and go over there. So we're just going to wing it and see what mutations we get. All right, but we're going to go ahead and prepare here. I'm going to go ahead and move this elephant ear over here, but the only problem with that is these tanning mirrors and star collars that I placed down will no longer reach. Well, this one might, but it's a little too far away, so we're gonna have to put a new one down. Let's go ahead and just get rid of that one just so we're safe, and then we'll go ahead and put one here just so we can make sure it hits. And then the tanning mirrors will go ahead and move as well. I'm gonna put one over here, and then I'll put one over here, so that way we should be able to get sun-dried pretty easy. And we're starting off with the bang. The galactic event is here, thanks to Brighter as always. Hopefully we can actually get the galactic mutation from the space travel event. It is a difficult one to get. It's a pretty low chance, but I really want to see if we can get it legit this time. Oh, a fruit in your garden turned to moonlit. However, it's this little thing and not the big elephant ear. We gotta keep trying to delete these elephant ears and getting them out of the way. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this little one right here that got the moonlit on it, and we should be good. Oh, I just saw something get moonlit, and it was our big one. Perfect. We needed moonlit. We got moonlit. Please, space engines, can you blast and give my elephant ear over here? Can you just give him galactic? What's back here, by the way? Oh, I can go in here? Hello? Let me in. All right, these space travel events only last about a minute. Oh, I think it's ending. Okay, it's blasting away. And we're now into alien invasion. Well, did we get galactic? No, we did not get galactic. I think alien-like we should have a better chance with. Hopefully, we see alien-like appear, and hopefully we get a UFO to attack. Now, if the UFO does attack, we need to make sure that this little guy is gone. Yo, Steven? Steven? Hey, buddy. Can you tell those aliens to please mutate my elephant ear over there? Look, it's gonna be worth a lot. I promise I won't empty your pockets with it, okay? Oh, okay, nighttime just ended, though. Now we're in full effect of daytime aliens. I thought it was gonna be, like, really dark, nighttime scary aliens, but we have daytime aliens. Looks like the aliens don't want to have any part of my elephant ear production. Well, we're gonna have to wait for alien-like. We did not get alien-like, but there's chances to have that added in later. I don't know what our chances are for plasma because Jandel kind of just shoots the floor now. Oh man, we're gonna lose out on another event, I think, just because this one be bugging. Alright, well, plasma was a fail. I don't think I could get plasma when he doesn't shoot anything but the floor. You're looking pretty nice, Jandel. Would you mind, giving some of your heavenly touch to my elephant ears? Alright, the queen bees are cooling down. Some chicken zombies. Chicken zombies attacking and failed. Alright, we're down to our last heavenly event. He's gonna bloop away, but we're down to our last one. We'll see if this thing gets heavenly mutation on it with this last heavenly event. But if it doesn't, we gotta move on to the next one. And hopefully these chicken zombies get us zombified. But so far, our event luck today is garbage. Very garbage. Oh, but here we go. We have the heat wave event coming through with our sun-dried chances, and bam! I think we just got it, actually. Yeah, we got Paradisal, but we have a chance to get sun-dried back now, and that will increase the money on this even more. There we go. Tanning Mirror just got hit. Easy. And there we go. Paradisal and sun-dried. So we're looking good. We're getting more mutations, but we still have quite a few left that we have to get, and hopefully we get every single one of the rest of these that are about to play out. Oh, the meteors are here, and one literally just like landed right in my plot, but I didn't get meteoric. So we'll just wait a second. Hopefully we get one to hit. I'm just gonna sit right here and chill. Let's see what happens. Oh, these are literally like right on top of my garden. I think to help with this one, I'm gonna trowel this over here, and then we'll move it back, but I'm gonna put it like right in the middle, so that way if a meteor hits, it has all of this that it can land on, and hopefully we get meteoric by this. Yeah, like that. Come on, give us the mutation, give us the meteor. Yo, right here, right here. Oh, it was so close. He was, oh, right here. Yo, that's on, that is on. That literally touched it on the corner over there. Did we get it? How did we not get that? And I think that's it. But we're into the black hole. Okay, we got a good chance for Void Touch. Usually Void Touch is an easy one. You don't really have to do anything. It will just kind of happen. Void touched, Void touched, Void touched, Void touched. What do we got next? Oh, okay. This one is a pretty good guarantee. We have a meteor shower, which will get called in by these star crawlers. I kind of wish the star crawlers called in the meteors from the admin meteors. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Right on that. There's no way that doesn't get Celestial. That literally touched everything there. There we go. Perfect. We got Celestial. That's another one down. Oh, it's windy, and it's actually somehow pushing me. Is this new? I don't think it pushed you before, did it? Maybe I just move around too much to not ever notice, but it actually pushes you if you don't move. I don't know what I could do, if I should move this plant to see if it will increase chances. I mean, I guess now that the star crawlers are used up and we're good with that, I could try and move this and at least, you know, put it like out here. Ow, that's landed on my head. But whenever the tornadoes spawn in, maybe this will be a better chance to get twisted if it's poking out like this, because this goes out pretty far. I mean, oh, look at that. I literally just moved it. We got wind struck. All right, the wind event has ended with some more wind because there's tornadoes now. But yeah, these twisters are a lot faster now. So in the last update, they actually made 2 twisters spawn into the map at a time now, and they spawn in at different spots. They don't just spawn in the middle and then move around. They actually spawn around the map and then move around. So much easier and better chances now to actually get twisted. Oh, here comes another one. I'm gonna move it over here towards it. Come on, twist it up. Twist it up, tornado. Come on, let's go. Give me that twisted on it, please. Please, buddy. Yes, let's go. We got it. We got twisted. That's another one we can check off our box. Perfect. So moving this thing around definitely helps with getting twisted. All right, we're almost there. So now it is raining, which can apply wet to our elephant ear, which will then combine wet and chilled and make frozen. So let's see if that happens. One of our chicken zombies just applied zombified again, but it went to our other elephant ear that's trying to grow in. So now we have 2 elephant ears with zombified that we're not even going to use. All right, here we go. Volcano time. Let's see if we can get this thing molten. This is pretty big. It has a pretty wide range. It's covering almost our entire garden on this side. So as long as we can get one of these molten cubes to land, it should get molten. Let's see. Do we get... I don't see molten, but these are getting pretty close. That's good. I don't know if I should back it up and put it over here just so we have a better chance, but we can always trowel it into the molten and see if that helps. Oh my, that literally was like on top of this. That was on top of it. Wait, this one got molten right here. Did this one? Yo, let's go. We got molten. We got another one down in the bag. Perfect. So we're missing about 8 mutations, and we could get chilled into frozen, but we did get 15 mutations here on this elephant ear, which is a pretty good amount. But we're gonna finish this video off by having Brighter join the server and add the rest of the mutations that we need on this thing, including Dawnbound, as he's able to add Dawnbound onto any plant in the game, and we're gonna see how much this thing is actually worth. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pick up our elephant ear as the map explodes behind us, and here we go. We picked it up. Let's see what this thing looks like in our hand. All right, so as you can see, we have our giant elephant ear. It does shrink down now that we're holding it. But if I hover over this, you can see the % chance on the chicken zombie. You can see all of the other mutations that we had so far on this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and place this in my inventory. And we're going to have Brighter add the rest of the mutations onto this thing. Brighter is here in the server. He is going to add the rest of the mutations that we need on our elephant ear, which are the following: zombified, galactic, alien-like, plasma, heavenly, meteoric, bloodlit, void touch, frozen, and Dawnbound. He's gonna add Dawnbound onto this. I think it's ready. All right, we got it. All right, thank you to Brighter as always. We now have every mutation in Grow a Garden on the elephant ear. So now it is time to check with Steven and see how much this thing is worth. So we're gonna go ahead and go up to Steven. How much is this worth? This is 420 billion. That is actually a really good value. So this thing is worth quite a bit of money, nearly $500 billion. So elephant ears are definitely worth it, and you get more of them than the sunflowers. So honestly, elephant ears, I think, are the way to grind if you want some money. However, the seed is very rare, but it's worth it if you get one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get straight into this. Let's go ahead and place this acorn here. Let's go ahead and get some sugar apple trees planted. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we already have some sugar apple trees over there. And we also did AFK the other night, so we did get Dawnbound, and we did get Sizzled and Ambitious, and a couple of our mutations done, which means we won't have to use certain pets, and we do have Dawnbound, and we don't have to use our pterodactyls, and yeah, so we also don't have to use our jackalopes as well because we have ceramic. So that should help and speed us up a little bit today. So there we go. We have those sugar apples growing, but right before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my mandrakes here. We're gonna go ahead and place a quick advanced sprinkler, and we're gonna place some mandrake seeds. Now it looks like the pets might still be bugged with how they look, but I'm hoping, I don't know why they haven't fixed that yet, honestly, but I'm really hoping that the apple gazelle works, because that was a big bug. I did report that to Brighter, and apparently they said they're working on it, so hopefully that's in. But we're gonna go ahead and, okay, these guys are already boosted, so we should be fine. Let's go ahead and pick these up and try to get the rot mutation done real quick. Give me some rot. Give me some rot. There we go. It's spread to a sugar apple over there, which is probably the only one right there that is grown. So there we go. Rot is done. We're also going to need to buy some more advanced sprinklers. Yeah, I'm literally out of like every sprinkler. I'm going to go ahead and gift myself some on my main account real quick. Also, I'm going to need to gift myself some more toys, because let me see how many I'm at. I'm at literally no toys either. So let me go ahead and gift myself some stuff real quick. All right, so that's done. We can go ahead and pick up these mandrakes here, and let's go ahead and get our apple gazelle out. And with that, I'm going to hope that this actually works now. I'm going to bring my main account over here to hit the grow all button so we get all those sugar apples to grow in, and our acorn will grow in, and then we can actually get that big in a second with our sprinklers. What the heck is happening, bro? Why is my apple gazelle going to heaven, bro? All right, hopefully you work. You should work, right? You're gonna give me the that nice warp mutation, right? All right, we can pick these up. Bro, I just picked up the rot sugar apple. I thought it was gonna be, okay, well, I'll get a new one in a second. Hold on. Okay, it works. We got a warped sugar apple, but now I literally need to do the mandrakes again, but that's not really not a big deal. Let me go and pick up these sugar apples real quick. All right, Apple Gazelle, thank you for actually working today. I'm gonna go and pick you up, buddy, and let's go and get these mandrakes back in here because I'm stupid and dumb, and we all know this. We all know this. No, I don't want you, the one that screams. You're nasty. Let's go ahead and place these back down. Give me rod again, please. I made a mistake. Okay, there we go. Back to a sugar apple. We're good. Pretty easy, and let's not touch whatever sugar apple that's on or the warped one over there. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and actually get started now. Let's go and pick up all these guys, and we're going to go ahead and clear these acorns off the acorn tree because those are puny and nasty. And let's go ahead and get our mooncats in here real quick and our triceratops to speed up some growth, and then we'll go ahead and get our sprinklers down. So let's go ahead and put down a grandmaster sprinkler, master, godly, advanced, and basic, and there we go. That should hopefully give us some big acorns along with our mooncats. We're gonna go ahead and move this around to our mooncats. I don't know what's going on with the pets, by the way. This is terrifying. That doesn't look like the mooncat, bro. That's literally a blob with eyes, and it looks scary, and I'm terrified right now. All right, we got some of them sleeping. We got a pile of like 3 right here, although I'm not gonna be able to. Oh wait, this one will be better over here. All right, let me drop this. I can't drop it in there. I'm gonna have to do over here. There's too many sugar apples. Throw that right back in the sprinklers, and we're gonna get this acorn to be big. It looks like we already got a big one growing in right here. Also, I'm excited because we do have this new chinchilla pet right here, and we have 3 of them, which this guy can actually apply one of your pet's abilities 3 times over. Now, I think the cooldown is like 20 minutes or something, but this is nice for when we AFK, especially the Spinos, because then we can get these Spinos to pretty much get everything moved over really quick, because this guy will mimic the Spino and do it like 3 times. Or I think he boosts the pets, your pets, to do their ability 3 times or something like that. Either way, though, like a Spino doing that 3 times, that'll be like the max Spinos will move 7 mutations over those 3 times. So we could literally get the Spinos to move everything over within probably 30 minutes now. That's going to save so much time. I'm excited about that. Also, for some of our pets that are a pain in the butt to get their mutations done, that's also going to help a lot with that. What I'm going to go ahead and do while I wait for a big acorn to grow in, I'm going to go ahead and head back over here on this guy in my main account and gift myself some more medium toys because we need a lot of toys in these videos. So I think we are good on the toys. I went ahead and gift myself a bunch of them. The acorns seem to be decent size. Like we have this pretty big one here, this one. I don't know how big those are actually going to turn out. So I don't know if I want to risk actually hitting grow all yet. I'd like if our triceratops would hit this so we can actually see some growth on this tree. I do have an echo frog we could try to use as well to help instead of this guy, but the echo frog takes a little bit longer, but he also will only target like 1 plant at a time, and it usually is like a sugar apple. So, I mean, I guess I could still try it, but yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna hit grow all. Let's see what we get, because sometimes it still grows in some really big ones. So let's just go for it and see what we get here. Oh, that's a pretty big acorn, and the good thing is it looks like our big one here actually already got rainbow. It's the biggest one. Is that the biggest one, or is this stem right here? This stem right here I think is bigger. I can't really tell because there's so many. Or is this the same? Hello? I don't even know. All right, I think these are the 2 biggest. Let's go ahead and pick up the... Wait, this one's rainbow too. So this one's rainbow and wet. And then if I favorite this one and then unfavorite this one, that one's just regular. But this is our biggest one. Obviously, you can see it's like in the ground, and the stud count is insane on it. So we do have 2 rainbow ones, which is really good. I think what I can do is use the sugar glider today to actually duplicate that. And we can wait for the sugar glider with the chinchillas to just duplicate rainbow to a bunch of fruits. And I think we'll be good. So I think I'll pick up this first rainbow one here, and then I'll keep these 2 favorited, but we're going to focus on the mutations on this one, and then we're going to get a sugar glider to eventually just try and copy the mutations on this and move it over here. We'll do that probably at the very end, or maybe we should do it now. Do I have the sugar gliders on this account already? I think I do. I think they're on my main account. I might have to move them over. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I have 1. Can I trade this? Do I have inventory space? The problem I'm having is that acorn is so big that it's just taking up the whole map, and I can't give this to myself. Bro, even over here, the acorn still reaches. I can't do anything. I can still collect it from back here on my main account. This is actually insane. Well, because I can't even trade that to myself. That's a problem. I mean, I guess I can switch the save slot real quick. Bro, it's that big. It's actually probably the biggest acorn I've ever seen in my... Like, this is gonna be the biggest one ever made. That's crazy. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and pick up all these pets here real quick. I need to actually switch save slots because I have so many... I mean, this acorn is so big that I can't do anything. So let me just load this empty empty plot real quick so I can actually gift myself. All right, for some reason it worked through that, but I couldn't gift it because of the max. I don't know. That's really weird. But there we go. We should have a sugar glider in here now. There he is. All right, so what is the time on this guy? 3 mutated fruits, copies 1 mutation from each fruit, and applies it to the next fruit, ignores favorited fruit. All right, it copies 1 mutation. So people were saying my other video where I didn't have rainbow that he'll copy rainbow. So let me just do some research real quick and make sure that's right before I do that. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to get rainbow. So give me 1 second here. All right, never mind. I literally just wasted my time doing that. I kind of figured I might have been, but a lot of people were saying, oh, Bandites, just use the sugar glider. You can copy rainbow. But you know what? That's not true. Huh? That's not true, guys. I just read the wiki. It's not true. You can't use anything to move rainbow over. So we're gonna have to just start by getting rainbow done. So just give me a second here. All right, there's my big old acorn. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to pick up this one that's rainbow. But look at this thing, bro. Like, this is gonna be so much money already, but it has no mutations on it. So let's go ahead and get started with getting some, since we kind of wasted some time there. So let's go ahead and put pollinated on this. We have a bunch of cloud touch sprays on that account. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that. Throw chocolate on it. We'll go ahead and get our honey glaze sprinkler here. All right, so that makes for, that's only 4 mutations. That's crazy. All right, let me use my other account then for another spray. I'll go ahead and just throw a windstruck on there. We now have 5 mutations that can be converted to rainbow, which is perfect. So, and then everything over here that has more mutations is favorited. Also, my kitsune is already coming over here to apply chakra to something. So there we go. We have chakra on a sugar apple, which will get moved over with some spinos. So anyways, acorn's good. We're gonna go ahead and spawn in our butterfly now, and we're gonna go ahead and spawn in a queen bee to assist the butterfly to cool it down and then convert all that to rainbow. And then we're gonna start working on some other mutations in the meantime. So I'm gonna move my main account over there, and let's go ahead and do some stuff here. So I have a couple shocked fruits, but they're all favorited in there, so that's good. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is grow a couple of carrots, and we're gonna get some of the guaranteed pets done. So let's go ahead and spawn in our lemon lion. There we go. Let's go ahead and spawn in our pterodactyl. We'll spawn in our corrupt kitsune to get corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra. We'll spawn in our swan. I want to real quick get our raiju static done, so we'll go ahead and spawn in the raiju, and real quick we'll apply the shock spray to a carrot. Actually, did I run out of shock sprays? Hold on. No way, I ran out of shock sprays, bro. Before the raiju then, unfortunately, we have to swap it up a little bit. So I'm gonna actually pick up the raiju because you can't buy the shock sprays anymore. So we're gonna have to use a firefly, which is a little different, but you can't buy the sprays, and I ran out. So I'm gonna use this giant firefly that I have, and in 3 minutes here, this guy should help us get the shock mutation. We can actually go ahead and boost him with the toy. It's a 20% chance, but that's good enough, and it's pretty quick. So we'll wait to get shocked on something and have the raiju eat that, and then I guess we can go ahead and spawn in. What should we do next, actually? Because we have still a lot of pets to do, huh? We don't need to do the jackalope. I guess I'll go ahead and do the golden goose. We already have sandy and ceramic from AFKing, so golden goose it is to get fortune done. And then once these guys are done, we can go ahead and spawn in the cockatrice, phoenix, and just move through all those. All right, so even with a boosted firefly, this guy still didn't give us shock, bro. He has 24% chance, but hopefully we'll get shocked twice from him soon. But anyways, our swan's gonna go ahead and give us graceful now. So we got graceful on a carrot, we got brain rot on a sugar apple, so the swan is good, and also the lemon lion is good, so those guys can get out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this carrot over here into this pile of giant sugar apples that I can't see somewhere in here. I guess I'll just put it down, bro. Why can't I place it? All right, hold on a minute. Just move some of these big old sugar apples out of the way. There we go. Thank you. He's in the pile. So those 2 pets are done. Pterodactyl is almost done, but I need to reboost him because the boost system is booty. I also need to reboost my firefly. But anyways, in the meantime, we're going to spawn in our phoenix here and our cockatrice to get toxic and flaming from the phoenix to get those guys out of the way. So yeah, we have a couple more minutes to wait for all these guys, but pterodactyl should be next. So I'm going to go ahead and get my hot bar here ready for some more of the guaranteed pets. And then in the meantime, our queen bee still has about 12 minutes, but I'll boost the queen bee once it gets a little bit lower so it can cool down our butterfly, since the butterfly still has the longest cooldown. We also need to get our peach wasp in here, but I'm going to do that later after this is rainbow, because otherwise the queen bee will just cool down the peach wasp instantly, and that'll be no good for us, because then, I mean, it will be, you know, we'll get plasma done, but then we'll have to wait even longer for the butterfly. But you know, I'm gonna go ahead and boost this firefly. Hopefully, can we get shocked? At least 1 shock this time, please. Okay, perfect. We got shocked on a sugar apple, which means we can go ahead and get our raiju back in here. Yeah, it's back there. All right, but I still gotta wait a minute anyways, because we need one of our other pets to get done with their cooldowns. Oh wait, no, we don't need to get shocked again, bro. I keep thinking we need to get shocked again. I already have it on a carrot from AFKing over there in the stack. So the firefly's actually done, and we can go ahead and get our raiju in here to eat that shocked sugar apple over there, and then that will apply static to the other sugar apples or something. Something will get static on it, okay? I also don't know if this chipmunk update added any new mutations. I didn't really see anything new. All the pets don't really do anything new for mutations. There's only the one pet that makes your other pets work harder. Sorry, I'm yawning. So eepy. Just so eepy. Stop. But yeah, I didn't really see any new mutations, but I will double check while I'm like doing the AFK stuff so I don't miss anything. Oh yeah, I can boost this golden goose now. Thanks, buddy. 3 minutes left for that guy. Raiju will need to get boosted. Anyone else? Oh, I can reboost the pterodactyl, get him done. Can we get tempestuous, please? Ah, thank you. We got a tempestuous carrot. I will go ahead and put this over here. Even if we didn't get tempestuous, I guess we did have twisted over here on some carrots from that tornado. So we could have just mixed it with windstruck. I think we have windstruck somewhere as well. But what am I doing, bro? I am stupid, I believe, because I think I already had tempestuous this whole time in the pile. I think I had tempestuous in the pile. I don't know why. Bro, I don't know why. I don't know why I do this to myself, dude. Also, I don't know if this acorn is going to be bigger. This looks pretty big here. I will take a look and see if that gets any bigger. But I don't know why I do that to myself, because I'm stupid, that's why. But I didn't need to have my pterodactyl out. I literally said that earlier, and I still brought my pterodactyl out. I'm not thinking, I'm tired, okay? This is why I took like a week break, because my brain doesn't work, and it still doesn't work, all right? I'm sorry, I'm old and tired and stupid. I did not need to use my pterodactyl, but it was good seeing him out and doing stuff anyways. All right, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in this rainbow Mizuchi now to get the Azure mutation. Since he has a pretty quick cooldown, we can get that done pretty fast, I'm sure. All right, cool. And then I think we can actually boost our queen bee. Bro, why did I click that? But I'm telling you guys, this is literally why I took a break. I'm so tired in my brain. I can't function correctly. I'm so stupid. I just picked up the queen bee. I was trying to click boost. Why I'm like, this is my brain right now. My brain says, oh, the red button, not the green one, the red one. I'm stupid. You know, I don't even care, bro. Queen bee's out of the way. Butterfly, we'll boost him. We'll just boost it. We're getting all the other mutations done at least. It's not a big deal. We have an extra slot now since I'm stupid and dumb, so we might as well go ahead and throw that peach wasp in there to get plasma done. Hopefully my editor will make me look like a pro player today, because I definitely don't look like one. I look like an old man. Oh, I didn't even know my Phoenix was going, but hey, look at that. We just got flaming on a bunch of stuff, and my golden egg is here from Golden Goose. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the Golden Goose. Thank you, and thank you, Phoenix, for the flaming mutation. Real quick, I'm gonna hit the grow all button again. I'm gonna see if that new acorn that's growing in is any bigger than the one I already have, because it looks like it's gonna be a pretty big one. So, okay, now that's nowhere near as big. I was kind of thinking maybe it was worth a shot just before I did anything else. But no, this guy's kind of weak. Not gonna lie. He is kind of weak. I didn't have to pick him up yet. Honey Glaze could have just had that moved over, but now I got to use another sprinkler because you know what? You know what? I'm dumb. Anyways, we got Toxic on 2 sugar apples and a carrot. I'm gonna go ahead and just pick up the carrot since it's on the sugar apples. We have Honey Glaze over there, so that's good. And let's go ahead and pick up that cockatrice. Let's boost the Raiju to get that done out of the way so we get static, and boost the Corrupt Kitsune so we can get Corrupt Chakra or Foxfire Corrupt Chakra done. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my first Kappa here. Actually, I'll spawn in 2 Kappas so we can try to get Bloodlet done fast. We have a bunch of wet stuff already. That's good. We do have 1 extra spot, so I'll go ahead and throw the Spriggan in as well. What's going on in our cooldowns here? Let's boost the Mizuchi again. Please give us the Azure mutation. Get that out of the way for us, please. Failed? Okay, or don't. All right, but the Raiju, he's got a plan. He's the man with the plan. He's gonna go over there and eat that sugar apple up there that's shocked. There we go. He's applying static, and we got it on some more sugar apples and some carrots. I'll go ahead and pick up the carrots since it's on the apples. And there we go. Static is done, so we can get Maelstrom or Storm Charge now from that. I will go ahead and pick him up. We also have to get our Grizzly Bears done, so I'm going to go ahead and spawn one of these guys in, and I'll spawn another one just so we can get Fall out of the way once our Corrupt Kitsune's done. And then we'll focus on Disco Bees and Chicken Zombies for that. All right. Corrupt Chakra or Foxfire. Let's see. Any? Okay, we got it on a carrot. We got it on literally 1 carrot. That was weak. You were weak today, man. I'm weak too. I can't think of anything. I'm like a grandpa right now. All right, can I please? There we go. Put that right there. We're good. Let's go ahead and pick up this Corrupt Kitsune, get him out of the way. We have an extra slot. Throw in another Grizzly Bear in the mix. And then I think after that, all we need to do is our Disco Bees and our Chicken Zombies. Oh, I forgot about the Badger, bro. We got to get Crack done too. All right, hopefully Mizuchi is done here. And then Butterfly will give us Rainbow so we can get our Badger in the mix. And I guess we can get a Gnome in there too. And failed with the Mizuchi, bro. What are you doing? What What are you doing? All right, butterfly. Please tell me I didn't forget to favorite something. All right, good. He's going right for this, the acorn. And now our acorn, look at how big that thing is, by the way. That thing is officially rainbow. So we can go ahead and pick up the butterfly. We can go ahead and favorite this acorn so we don't touch it. And we're good. So now we have to carefully unfavorite these. So our spinels will be ready for them shortly. And we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and get some sprays reapplied to that. We don't need to do honey glaze, but we can go ahead and get pollinated reapplied to that in chocolate. We can save the honey glaze. And then... Bro, are you good? Why are you yelling at me? Oh, that reminds me. I should probably boost my other one. Fall mutation, please? Please? Failed. All right, cool. That's awesome. Anyways, I'm gonna apply the... Bro, they applied wet again. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. But we did just get blood fruit on something, so I'll check that out. But anyways, let me see. So luminous is applied. We're good with that. Let's go ahead and apply glimmering. Let's go ahead and apply cloud touch, and I think that's literally all I have left on my main account. We'll get verdant and all that done from my pets. So there we go. We at least have 6 mutations applied. We'll get everything else moved over shortly, but we did get a bloodlet carrot, it looks like, right here. So we can go ahead and pick this up and move it over here into the mix. Kappas are done. They have bloodlet done. We can get those guys out of the way, spawn in a gnome, and then we can spawn in our first 2 disco bees to try to get disco out of the way. And then after that, we'll go for the zombified mutation, and we'll be good for AFKing. Oh, we just got fall applied to a carrot. I was looking at my other stuff. All right, so here's this wet fall carrot. Thank you, grizzly bears, for your service. All right, so fall is done. We can go ahead and pick up these grizzlies now. We have 2 extra slots. Let's go ahead and throw another disco bee in here and throw in the gnome again. I want to try to get gnome done if we can early. So we have a pretty good setup here. Sorry, I just like slam my microphone. But we have a pretty good setup here. Actually, you know what? Before I start picking up all these carrots, I'm gonna wait to get a cracked one, because that way this is gonna get spammed all over the place. So get all the extra cracked and wet mutations moved out of the way. Bro, this Mizuchi just keeps failing. Is he okay? Everything okay at home? All right, so our peach wasp is about to give us plasma. Our spriggan should most likely give us bloom. Like, we usually don't miss it with this many carrots. And then our disco bees maybe will give us disco, and our gnome will give us gnome. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see what happens here. So peach wasp is definitely gonna go give us plasma on something. We'll figure out what it is in a second. Sugar apple, so it's over there. We got bloom on 3 fruits here. We got azure finally on a sugar apple, so we can go ahead and pick up our Mizuchi, peach wasp, and our spriggan, and then let's see if we get disco done. I'll go ahead and move this bloom carrot over here. I don't really know what else got bloom on it. It might have been a sugar apple or something, but... All right, and gnome failed with trying to apply gnome, which is kind of expected. It's kind of expected. It happens. Okay. All right, let's see. We're gonna get disco. Failed. What about the other guys? Come on, one of you please. One of you please just be nice to me. Failed. Okay. Besides begging them, I'm going to go ahead and spawn in 2 chicken zombies. And let's actually spawn in a chinchilla to help with trying to get one of these mutations done. The chinchilla's cooldown is... Oh, never mind. He has a 40-minute cooldown, bro. I thought this guy has a less of a cooldown. You know what? That's probably not really worth it until we AFK with those pets, because these guys have a decent chance. So I think we're better off using a queen bee and some mimic octopuses and all that for this set. But chinchilla will be nice for later. It's a pretty long cooldown, though. But for AFKing... That'll be nice. So for now, we still have 4 disco bees. I'll go ahead and throw in a 3rd chicken zombie then, so we can try to get zombified done. And I'll swap those out shortly if we get disco. All right. Well, you failed too. That is not nice, actually. That is very, very, very mean to me. Okay. Hurt my feelings, broke my heart, ripped it out of my chest. Well, I really have to go to the little boys' room and I have to poop. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna go do that real quick, and I'm gonna wait for these pets to do some stuff while I AFK real quick, and then hopefully we'll get these done, and I'll come back to those mutations being done, and if they're done, then we can get ready for our AFK setup completely. But for now, I'm gonna wait for these guys to finish, and this is like our it's like our pre-AFK setup. We already got the pre-AFK setup done, where we get all the other quick guaranteed pets, but this is like the pre-AFK setup, where we have to get the discos and the chicken zombies done, and the gnome. This is like the one part that's a little bit tough before the actual AFK, and that boost didn't work, so I'm very upset. All right, so I just got back and I actually boosted one of my disco bees, and right away we got disco applied to this carrot here. I don't know if we got any... Okay, well, it looks like we got gnome done. All right, so I was gonna say, I don't know if we got anything else done when I was AFK. I was about to go back and check my AFK footage I took real quick, but yeah, looks like we got gnome, so let me go and throw this disco carrot in here if I can. Looks like that actually got disco on it too, so we have 2 discos, and if we have gnome done, let's go ahead then and pick up our disco bees. pick up our gnome. We have a couple chicken zombies spawned in. I'm gonna go ahead and try to max out these chicken zombies so we can get this done and get ready for our AFK setup. So there we go. Let's go ahead and also spawn in a queen bee and a mimic octopus just to help in case we don't get it for some reason, but I think we should be able to get it on one of our first tries here. But anyways, yeah, our pets are about to be all the pets that just apply stuff directly and not ones that need any like AoE to apply. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all these extra carrots just so it makes it easier for my Spinos while I'm gone. So all of my pets can just focus on those carrots over there and the sugar apples. All right, there we go. That's a little bit more clean and we should be good. So let's go ahead and boost these chicken zombies and just see if we'll get zombified done. Okay, and just like that, our first chicken zombie actually applied and our second chicken zombie actually applied zombified to 2 sugar apples. So we are good. But that means we're ready to set up for our AFK setup now and get the rest of our mutations done. So let's go ahead and do so. I'm going to spawn in 1 lobster for meteoric and molten, which can also give us blazing and infernal. Let's go ahead and spawn in, this is the one I always forget, but our griffin to get cyclonic so we get maelstrom and storm charge. And then we'll spawn in our tranquil scarlet for verdant and tranquil. We'll spawn in our corrupt charlotte for an extra chance for verdant and a chance to get the corrupt mutation. All right, and then we'll also spawn in our junk bot to help us get the oil mutation done. We'll spawn in our space squirrel to get void touch done. We need our spaghetti sloth because we have the aromatic shard on this guy to get aromatic, and then we have his 3 mutations to give us the spaghetti mutation. And I feel like we're missing a pet because we only have 7. Usually we do have enough room now to spawn in a Spino right away, but I feel like because there's been so many pets, we're missing one. Let me just go ahead and take a look in here real quick. Actually, you know what? I think we got everything else done. I think these are actually the last pets that we need, which is very surprising. But yeah, these are normally our AFK pets. However, I think we usually have another one. I think that's usually the Spriggan and the gnome, but now we get those done earlier with the other pets. So I guess we're fine. And yeah, so if I remember, if we are missing one, I'll go ahead and bring that in later. Instead of a Spino to start moving stuff over, I'm actually going to spawn in a chinchilla just to help these pets get some of their mutations done a little bit faster, so we can maybe get like meteoric done faster, since that one takes forever, or tranquil or corrupt. I don't know if he'll do these. He might only want to focus on verdant for those guys, but it might help us a little bit, or we can get void touch done faster. Some of the ones that take a little bit longer that have really low chances, that should help us. Although he does have a 40-minute cooldown, we usually have to AFK for a couple hours anyways, so that should be fine. So we're gonna go ahead, let these guys give us their mutations, and once we get a couple of the pets done out of the way, we'll start throwing in our Spino stacks in here, and we'll go ahead and start actually getting everything moved over to our acorn. So we got a couple of mutations done. We did get molten done on something. I don't know exactly what, but molten is done. We did get cyclonic done as well, so we got rid of our griffin for now. We also got done void touch, so the space squirrel is out of the way, and we also got done tranquil. So we have a couple of mutations done. Once we get meteoric done, we can throw the lobster out of the way, but we still need corrupt, and I think we need pasta and aromatic. We got sauce and meatball. We need oil, and then that's pretty much it. So since we have some extra slots here, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in our first 3 Spinos to start moving everything over to our acorn here. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in our 2 megas here, and I guess I'll throw in just a regular one. We have our first 3 Spinos in here, and the chinchilla will be able to actually refresh these guys. And once these pets are done, I'm going to spawn in 2 more chinchillas and 2 more Spinos, and then we should have a good maxed out Spino setup to get everything moved over very quickly, and that'll be like triple the production with the chinchillas, so we can get everything to this acorn very fast. So we're going to go ahead and let these Spinos do the rest of their work, let these pets do the rest of their work. Hopefully we can get the rest of these mutations done. Okay, well, meteoric's going to take a while, but hopefully we can get the rest of these done and get everything moved over to the acorn soon. All right, so after a lot of hours in time, it's actually going on 5 a.m. and I really need to get some sleep. We do have our acorn with all the mutations moved over to it. Now, the only one we didn't get from our pets was aromatic. The spaghetti sloth was sitting there for hours on end, and for some reason, we just did not get aromatic, and I got to get this video done and get some sleep, so we're just going to skip aromatic for today. However, if we did get aromatic, I believe it would have mixed with our sizzled and our spaghetti to give us the new gourmet mutation, and I was trying to see if I actually got gourmet, but I don't see it anywhere. So everything else though is on here. So if we actually count our mutations, we have 40 mutations total, and if we split some of these like spaghetti, we'd have about 42 mutations. Abyssal would bring us to 43 mutations. Maelstrom would bring us to about, I want to say 45 mutations. Gloom 46, sizzled 47, infernal would be about, that would actually be about 50, paradisal 51, storm charge would bring us to about 53, or actually I think 54, harmonized chakra 55, and yeah, so we have about 55 mutations on this. If we actually had had, bro, if we actually, the game liked us, we had aromatic, we'd have 56 mutations on this, and that would have been closer to 60, but I don't know why we literally could not get aromatic. But this is a pretty good acorn here. It has a lot of mutations. It's very expensive. At least I think it's going to be very expensive, but it is very big and has a lot of mutations. So we're going to go ahead and grab our magnifying glass here, and we're going to try to check the value of it. And then after that, we're going to try to get amber on it with our raptors. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check the first value of this without amber, if we even get amber, in 3, 2, 1. All right, so this acorn is actually worth 2.9 trillion. It's right there on the mark to actually becoming 3 trillion. So if we're able to get amber on this thing, we can get this thing into the 3 trillion mark easy. If we had aromatic, this would have definitely been past 3 trillion, but I got to get some sleep, man. So let's go ahead and try to pick this up with our raptors and see what we get. I'm going to go ahead and boost a couple of these guys as well that aren't boosted. All of them are boosted now. Let's go ahead and see if we get amber. And there we go. We actually got amber, so we're at 56 mutations. It would have been 57, but look at how big this acorn is, dude. All right, so now we're going to check the value with Steven and see what that bumped up to. So now it is worth 3 trillion. So yeah, definitely would have been like 3.1, 3.2 trillion if we got aromatic and got that gourmet mutation. And also if we got like harmonized chakra, it would have been even more. But this acorn is actually crazy good, and it wasn't that difficult to get a gigantic one like we got here. All right, so first things first is I'm actually going to go ahead and spawn in my apple gazelle here, and we're going to spawn in my 3 mandrakes, and we're actually going to go ahead and pick up these sugar apples that have the wet mutation on them and that are boring and kind of gross over here to try and get the warp mutation. There we go. We have the warp mutation that just spread to this sugar apple here. So our apple gazelle is actually done. We can go ahead and pick that guy up. We're going to go ahead then and spawn in an advanced sprinkler right here. And we're going to throw down some mandrake seeds. And we're just going to keep watering these and trying to get the rot mutation from our mandrakes real quick. All right, we didn't get any there. Let's try it again. All right, we just got to do this a couple of times until we get that rot mutation. Come on. You know what? I'm going to boost these guys. They're not boosted. That would probably help. All right. Now let's... Oh yeah, look at that. Literally right away once they're boosted. All right, so we have the rot mutation applied to one of our sugar apples over here. All right, so we are good. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the rest of these. And we can go ahead now and pick up our mandrakes to get them out of the way. And we're good to go with the actual broccoli. So let's go ahead and place our broccoli down. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up by using my main account to grow all. All right, there we go. Here is our broccoli plant. So there's a couple of different broccolis on it. We have 3 broccolis at once, but now we're going to go ahead and get our sprinklers down to get a big broccoli. So let's do our grandmaster, master, godly, advanced, and basic sprinklers. And there we go. We're going to also go ahead and spawn in all of our mooncats here, and we'll spawn in 1 triceratops to hopefully give us a big broccoli. This guy will smack it, and we should get a big one, and then we can hit grow all again to finish the growth. But yeah, let's go ahead and wait. Let's see if we get a big broccoli to grow in, and hopefully we get a nice one so we can make a lot of good money today with these mutations and the big broccoli that we're about to grow, because this is pathetic right here. Okay, all right, we got some mooncats sleeping. This is a good group right here. We got some more over here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in this group though of like 3 stacked mooncats, and it's pretty close to the sprinkler still, so that should help it get affected even more. Oh yeah, there we go. We're getting a big broccoli to grow in. We're just gonna see if we get any other growths. Okay, there's one actually growing right here. It looks to be a gold one, but it doesn't look as big as this one, but we'll look at them whenever they're actually grown in. What the heck, bro? That thing is puny compared to these two. What? Why is this one even trying? All right, triceratops is coming in. Boom. Oh, there we go. That's way better. What the heck, dude? This thing is huge. Wait, this thing is really long, but what is this one then? This one's just like a little stubby guy. Is he gonna be as big or bigger than that? I guess we'll see. Let's go ahead and just hit the grow all button again and just see what we get here. Oh my gosh, bro. Look at how big these broccolis are. That thing is huge. That one goes way out there. All right, we definitely have our broccoli. That is crazy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and favorite this one then, just so we don't pick it up. Yeah, this one just needed some motivation because this guy got extremely big. But this one is definitely our biggest one. So we're gonna pick up these 2 and we are good. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all of our pets here. Let's go ahead and get some mutations on this so we can get it ready to become rainbow. So I'm gonna throw a windstruck spray on that. We'll throw a pollinated on it, a chocolate, and we'll save the rest of our sprays on this account, and then we'll come over here on our main account and we'll spray it with a, let's see here, we'll spray it with a verdant spray and a cloud touch spray. There we go. And now this thing has 5 mutations that can be converted to rainbow. So we're going to go ahead and spawn in our queen bee, our butterfly, and the queen bee will cool down our butterfly and convert this thing to rainbow. We're also going to go ahead and spawn in our golden goose here so we can get a fortune egg ready, and we're also gonna go ahead and spawn in our raiju so we can get the static mutation done. And then with that, we're gonna spawn in a carrot seed. We're gonna bring our main account over here to use one of its shock sprays on the carrot. There we go. And then I'm also going to go ahead and just place a couple more carrots in front of this. So the Raiju will eat this shocked carrot, and then it will slam the static mutation into these carrots. Our AFK setup for the next like 15 or so minutes is ready. It'll probably be about 10 minutes because we're going to boost our queen bee, get the butterfly to cool down, get this rainbow, and then we'll wait to get our fortune egg, and we'll get the static mutation done. So this will get a couple mutations done so we could be ready for the rest of our pets in just a minute here. And I guess while we're at it, since these guys have pretty short cooldowns, I guess we can go ahead and just spawn in our pterodactyl now as well to work on getting tempestuous. Since he has a pretty quick cooldown, we can get these guys done out of the way before this even gets rainbow. So I'll save some time in a couple minutes. So we're good to go. We're gonna go ahead and let this get rainbow, let these guys do their things, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, real quick, our Kitsune is running in to apply the chakra mutation, and it applied it to one of the sugar apples, which is good. We don't want it to get on this broccoli because that's about to go to rainbow. So we have the chakra mutation ready to go, and we'll get that moved over later. And our pets on this account, of course, are still waiting for their cooldowns. Our Raiju will be done in a few minutes. We have to reboost the pterodactyl because the toy was off by a little bit, and then the golden goose we're going to boost in a little bit, and that'll be done as well. All right, our Raiju just ate our shocked carrot and applied static only to our sugar apples, which is surprising. I put all these carrots here for him to just not want them, but that's fine. At least we got it on some sugar apples, so we're good. Our Raiju's done. We're going to reboost our pterodactyl, get tempestuous done, hopefully, and out of the way, and then our golden goose will lay its egg. And that will be some of our, I guess, guaranteed mutations done and out of the way, and then we'll have a little bit less to worry about in a minute when we start with all of these guys down here. I guess I could start adding in some of these other pets as well. I want to do the peach wasp, but that will make our queen bee target that, so I'm going to skip that for now. But I guess we could also spawn in our lemon lion here to get the brain rot mutation done now, since it's only a 5-minute cooldown. But all right, there we go. So we got Twisted and Windstruck on a sugar apple, which means we have tempestuous added into the mix over there. So our pterodactyl is done, and then our golden goose is going to lay its egg next. And you know what? I guess since we have the lemon lion going to get brain rot, hopefully it doesn't add it to our big broccoli. I'm going to go ahead and also get a phoenix in here because the phoenix has about the same cooldown, and these guys will be done before we actually get this to convert to rainbow. Actually, you know what? If we boost the queen bee, I think, yeah. So we'll have rainbow in about 4 minutes, but this will, again, just give us a little bit of a head start with our guaranteed pets and their mutations, so that's fine. All right, so yeah, we'll get flaming done next, and then we'll also get brain rot done next, but our butterfly still has the biggest cooldown, so our queen bee will cool this down and still give us rainbow, so we'll be good. But anyways, our golden goose is going to give us a fortune egg that we can make scrambled eggs out of. I mean, get the fortune mutation out of. Thank you. I'm going to pick you up now and put this golden fortune egg over here because this will be where our Spinos eat. I'm also going to rotate this broccoli plant because it's kind of in the way of where we normally put our platter. So let me do that real quick. I'll go into my main account's garden with it. And then we could go ahead and move our golden fortune egg over here. All right. Well, good-ish timing, I guess. We have a heat wave event going on, and our tanning mirror is placed here, so I guess it won't really matter too much because these broccoli should be able to get sun-dried done out of the way. But this is about to turn into a rainbow broccoli. Now it's paradisal, but thankfully it is still 5 mutations and it didn't just eat one of them, because then we would have almost missed our opportunity there. But we're good. So our queen bee is about to be done with its cooldown. It'll cool down our butterfly and turn this thing into a rainbow. And then also in the mix, our phoenix is almost done with flaming, and that will be applied to probably these carrots. And then our lemon lion's about to give us brain rot, so we have some good stuff happening. Hopefully the brain rot doesn't get applied to the broccoli. I mean, if it does, not a big deal, but that would be unfortunate, I guess. But there we go. Queen bee's done, cooling down our butterfly. Butterfly is going to go ahead and convert this to rainbow now, and thankfully we got brain rot onto a sugar apple, so we're good. And our broccoli is now rainbow, so we are good with some of these pets. Let's go ahead and pick up our queen bee, butterfly, lemon lion, and then our phoenix will give us flaming next. All right, so we can go ahead and favorite this broccoli now that it is good to go and get some mutations on it. We can reapply our pollinated to it. We can reapply our chocolate to it. We're going to go ahead and get our honey sprinkler on to it. Perfect. So now it is honey glazed as well. And let's go ahead and get our main account back over here to apply some mutations directly to it. So we're going to apply the shocked spray to it. We're going to apply verdant back onto it. We're going to apply cloud touched, luminous, and glimmering. And now this thing is up to 9 mutations, and we're about to have a lot more with our pets adding mutations and our Spinos moving those mutations over as well. And there we go. Our phoenix is applying the flaming mutation to a bunch of our sugar apples and this carrot. I'm just going to go ahead and pick up this carrot to get that out of the way. So with that, we can go ahead now and get started with the rest of our mutations here. So I'm going to pick up this phoenix. Let's go ahead and spawn in our cockatrice for the toxic mutation. We're going to spawn in, we'd already used you. We're going to spawn in our peach wasp to get the plasma mutation mutation done. Our giant badger to get the cracked mutation done. We need our corrupt kitsune so we can get corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra done. We're going to spawn in some jackalopes so we can get sandy done and out of the way. And what else can we spawn in that is guaranteed? We did get some of them out of the way. I guess we can spawn in our grizzly bears because these guys got to give us the fall mutation. And these aren't really guaranteed, but we can get them done. All right, so this is a decent setup here to get some of our mutations done. I'm gonna go through my inventory and make sure I'm not missing anyone. There's just so many pets now that I forget. I guess we'll do kappas after that. Oh, we gotta get our swan done. So you know what? I guess I'll pick up one of these grizzly bears for now and throw the swan in there just because that's guaranteed to get graceful. All right, so the cracked mutation has just been applied to a ton of stuff here. I'm gonna go ahead and pick this guy up. Since it's done. Bro, you're good. You don't need to keep applying it. You're good. He's gonna keep applying it anyways. But we have a bunch of cracked carrots, a bunch of cracked sugar apples, and a cracked golden egg, so we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and just pick up these carrots just to save some time later, since we have cracked on so much stuff now. Yeah, he applied it to 22 fruits, bro. That you're good. We got it, man. We understood. I guess I'll do another grizzly bear. Let's just try to get fall out of the way, and then we can focus on these guys that we have down here. But yeah, let's try to get fall done. And yeah, we have a decent setup here, so we're just gonna wait around and get these mutations done and out of the way. All right, perfect. Our jackalope just applied sandy to this carrot, so we can go ahead and get our jackalopes out of the way. Let's go ahead and move this over here. I guess since our jackalopes are done, let's go ahead and spawn in a spriggan so we can get bloom done, and we'll also spawn in our kappas here to get bloodlet done. And I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in some more carrot seeds just so both the spriggans and the kappas have an easier time to get bloodlet and bloom done. All right, so let's go ahead and reboost that swan to get graceful done. All right, graceful is being applied. It is on the sugar apple over here, so we are good. Thank you to our swan for the graceful mutation, and hopefully we can get fall done now so we can have an extra 2 pet slots. All right, failed. All right, we're gonna have to wait a while for these grizzly bears, I guess. It's so loud, turn it down. All right, but since our swan is done, I guess I'll go ahead and spawn in our first disco bee here to start working on trying to get disco done. And as we get more of these pets done, I'll add more disco bees in, and then we'll do our chicken zombies. And then after that, we should be good to go for our AFK setup. All right, well, this will give us another pet slot here. Our cockatrice is going to apply toxic to some of our fruits now. All right, so we got it on one of the broccolis, actually, and one of these carrots here. And I think we got it on a sugar apple, but since it's on that broccoli, we're good. We can go ahead and pick up the cockatrice now. It's an extra pet slot. So I guess with that extra pet slot, I'll throw in another disco bee so we can start working on getting disco done. All right, perfect. Our bear just roared in my ear, and he applied the fall mutation to our golden egg, so that is done. And we also just got a free cooldown from our peach wasp onto our disco bee, so that helps as well. But since these grizzly bears are now done, we have the fall mutation. We can get them out of the way, and we can go ahead and spawn in 2 more disco bees to try and get disco done. And once disco is done, we'll focus on getting zombified done. So that is good. All right, randomly an earthquake just started happening, but it is nighttime. It is that 4-hour mark, so we are good to go. And again, if you want to know when events like this are going to happen, you could join my Discord, discord.gg/bandites, and there's a bot in there. It'll tell you when events are happening and all the good stuff, okay? But anyways, we are getting a nighttime event, so once we get moonlit at least on one thing, then we are good to go. We'll probably get it on multiple, of course, because that's just how it is. You get moonlit on so much. You know, we also have a night staff, a couple of them. So I'm going to throw this over here so we can try to just get it on the broccoli directly. Oh, okay. Well, we got it on a sugar apple. So we are good. We have moonlit done, and that will be another mutation we can add on to our broccoli shortly. I'm going to go ahead and boost our corrupt kitsune and get that done and out of the way so we can start spawning in some chicken zombies. And then we have some disco bees almost done, so I'm going to boost these guys to hopefully give us disco. Our spriggan still has quite a while, and our peach wasp still has quite a while, but once those guys are out of the way, again, we'll replace them with some chicken zombies. But we are good. We got moonlit done, and we just have this random earthquake now that is running through everything. Ah, perfect. We got disco done on a sugar apple, so that'll save us some time, and we can get started with the chicken zombies. But there we go. We got corrupt chakra on a sugar apple and a carrot. I'm going to go ahead and just pick up this carrot because we have it on that sugar apple. So let's pick up the corrupt kitsune. Let's pick up our disco bees here, and let's go ahead and spawn in our chicken zombies now so we can get started with trying to get zombified done. All right, there we got 5 chicken zombies. They have about a 20-minute cooldown, but I'm sure one of them will help us get zombified out of the way. Our peach wasp is finally almost done. Our spriggan is finally almost done. I will have to reboost him, but I was testing his cooldown out with a toy. And then our kappa will hopefully apply bloodlet now. Let's go ahead and just wait a second here to see if our kappa will give us bloodlet. If he does, we can go ahead and swap him out for the gnome and try to get gnome done early, and that will give us a slot later so we can work on getting these spinos to start moving everything over to our broccoli. But let's just quickly see if he'll give us bloodlet. Hopefully he just wants pancakes really bad and sticks around the spot, but he's moving. Hey, buddy, come back over here. The pancakes need you. We're not done with you over here. Come here. Yeah, come here, buddy.
Nope.
No, bad. Kappa, come here, dude. Come here, dude. What are you doing? No, 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 Kappa, over here, man. All right, he's definitely not gonna give us bloodlet unless he runs over here. He's just hovering over here. He's being goofy, and nothing happened because he wasn't over here. All right, well, I guess it was worth a shot, but our Peach Wasp is about to be done with this cooldown and give us plasma finally, so we can swap it out with the gnome, and then I guess the Spriggan we can swap out with like a mimic octopus or something to try and get zombified done a little bit faster. All right, Peach Wasp, go ahead and give us plasma. Gliding over to a carrot. Which carrot do you like, buddy? This one? Good choice, good choice. All right, we got plasma on the carrot. We can go ahead and pick up the Peach Wasp and throw this over here in the mix. Cool. All right, so that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn another Kappa so we can get bloodlet done out of the way, and then once the Spriggan's done, we'll throw in the gnome, and then of course we have a while for these chicken zombies. All right, so real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and boost my Spriggan since he's right here. Let's go ahead and get bloom on one of these carrots, or a lot of these carrots, I guess. All right, well, it's on this one with the sandy, so that's fine. And I'm gonna actually just pick up some of these. If they have wet on them, I'm gonna keep them there just so we can have better chance for getting bloodlet done. So I guess we'll keep some of these with bloom on them. But all right, we are good. We can go ahead and pick up the Spriggan now. I'm gonna boost the Kappa, and actually, I guess I can boost both of the Kappas. That one's still needs a while. Bro, as soon as I boost them, they run away. Actually, this is the one we need right here, Mally. Come on, give us bloodlet, please. Buddy, stop running away. Stop running away from your problems. All right, thank you. Oh, hey, stop, bro. All right, stay right there. Give us bloodlet, please. All right, we got bloodlet on 3 fruits. Thank you. And there we go. We have bloodlet done. So the Kappas are good. We can go ahead and pick up these guys here. And I'm going to go ahead and spawn in my gnome now to try and get gnome done a little bit early. And let's go ahead and spawn in a queen bee to help with our chicken zombies and also a mimic octopus. And then with that, once we get zombified done, we'll be officially ready for our AFK setup. Okay, first try, we got gnome applied to a carrot, so that's perfect. The gnome mutation is done. And now our chicken zombies, all of them are about to be done with their cooldowns. So let's see if we get zombified done. All right, first one failed. All the other ones have about a minute left. So let's just see if we can get zombified done. But that was very useful that we got that done pretty quick. All right, failed. What about these other guys here? We have 3 more. Come on, zombified. One of you. Failed. All right, 2 more. Katie or Bella, let's go. Let's get zombified done. Failed. All right, and failed. All right, well, they all failed, but that's fine. What we're gonna go ahead and do then is pick up all these. Let's go ahead and pick up everything we have except 1 chicken zombie, so we'll leave this one here, Shano, and let's go ahead and get ready for our AFK setup then. So we're going to spawn in a Tranquil Scarlet for the Tranquil mutation, Corrupted Scarlet for Corrupt, Space Squirrel for Void Touched, a Griffin for Cyclonic, which can give us Maelstrom or Storm Charged, our Aromatic Spaghetti Sloth, which can give us Meatball Sauce and Pasta to get Spaghetti, and then Aromatic as the shard is on it. And there we go. We have 6 pets done, so we got to go ahead and spawn in our Junk Bot to get oil, and we got to spawn in our Lobster to give us Molten and Meteoric, which can also give us Infernal and Blazing. So there we go. Those are all of our AFK pets set, and what we're going to go ahead and do is just AFK, and once we get at least one of these pets completely done, we'll spawn in a Spino, and we'll replace it with the Spinosaurus, and then the more pets we get done will be replaced with more Spinosauruses until we have an army of Spinos, and then everything will get moved over to our broccoli. So we'll check back in a little bit, see what mutations we get done, replace them with Spinos, and then we'll fulfill our AFK grind and have the best broccoli and grow a garden. All right, so I just got back from our first AFK wave, and at some point I disconnected. My internet just died, I guess, while I was AFK. So that is not fun. However, we did get some stuff done. So we do have 2 Cyclonic carrots, which means we can probably get this Tempestuous carrot to try and get Maelstrom and Cyclonic. I don't think you can stack them anymore, but it's worth a shot. If I hit the right order with the Spinos, then maybe. But anyways, with that, we also got a Molten Shocked carrot here. We got a few Molten carrots, actually. So that's nice. So I'm actually going to go ahead, and since we had those Cyclonic carrots, I'm going to go ahead and pick up this Griffin here. And then on our golden egg here, we actually did get zombified, which is nice. So I can go ahead and pick up our chicken zombie as well. And then looking through here, we did get another Cyclonic. Well, we already have 2, right? Yeah, so we have a lot of Cyclonic fruits, but we can go ahead and pick up some of these. Another Molten. This one has Pasta on it, so I will keep this. So Pasta is done. Let me go ahead and check that off my list over here real quick. Let's see if we got anything on the golden, or the, not the golden apples, the sugar apples, which right here I instantly jumped up, and there's oil, so oil is done. Let me go ahead and pick up our Junk Bot. What is happening? Oh, sudden god event. Wow, I did not expect that. So let's check our other plants here. We did get meatball done, so that is another one we could check off the list. And we got sauce done, so we actually have all these spaghetti mutations. We just need aromatic, so if we do see aromatic in the mix somewhere, then we are done with our spaghetti sloth. Oh, and we got meteoric done. I didn't realize. Okay, so we have meteoric done, so I can go ahead and cross that off as well. So our lobster is actually done with its job. So yeah, I think we still need aromatic, tranquil, corrupt, and void touch, because I do not see void touch as well. So we made some good progress, though. I am going to go ahead and pick up these other carrots here just to get some of these extra mutations out of the way. And now we have a clean palette to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and place some more carrot seeds just to make it easier for my pets, so we can get tranquil, corrupt, aromatic, and void touch possibly. Actually, these guys have pretty much infinite reach, so it shouldn't really matter, but just in case, even if we get some events, it would be nice. So we now have 4 pet slots available to use. So with that, all right, make sure that's favorited, because we're going to go ahead and bring in our 2 mega spinosauruses and 1 regular spinosaurus here to start eating away at all the mutations and moving them over to our broccoli plant. And then we're also going to spawn in our ascended mooncat to work on getting that dawnbound mutation. Now this guy's literally going to take about 6 hours to get dawnbound done, but when we boost him, it'll probably be like 5 or 4 hours, but right now it's like 6 p.m. so it's going to be close to midnight when we're done with this, but at least we'll have the progress made, so that'll be good. Now all we're going to do is go ahead and wait for our spinos to move everything over. We're going to wait to get these last couple of mutations, and then we'll be ready to check the value of our big broccoli. So it's time to go AFK for a little bit longer. I'll see you guys soon. All right, so we went AFK for maybe about like 5 or 6 hours to make sure we got dawnbound added and we got everything else moved over from our spinosauruses. And here is our broccoli. This thing is actually insane. Like, it is so big and crazy looking, and it has a lot of mutations on it. So if we actually unfavored it here, we can see all of the mutations added to our broccoli. We actually have a total of 39 mutations, and then if we separate some of these, like spaghetti would be up to about 41 mutations, ceramic would bring us to about 43 mutations, abyssal 44 mutations, harmonized chakra 45, gloom 46, paradisal 47, storm charged would bring us to about 49, and infernal, I believe, would bring us to about 51 mutations on this broccoli. So this thing is actually insane. It's huge, has a lot of mutations on it, so I think it's got to be worth some good money. So first, we're going to check with the magnifying glass to see how much this thing is actually worth, and then we're going to spawn in our raptors to see if we can amber on it and see if that boosts the price at all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull out our magnifying glass and see how much our broccoli is worth in 3, 2, 1. All right, so this broccoli with all of these mutations and at this size is worth 2.2 trillion, which is pretty good for this being like the first fruit that you can buy in the friendship tier of the shop. So honestly, not bad. And this thing grew pretty big, pretty fast. Like, it didn't really take much effort to get this thing this big. However, it did take a lot of effort for the mutations, but overall 2.2 trillion is pretty good for this piece of broccoli. So let's go ahead now and spawn in our raptors to see if we can get amber, and if we can, that might actually boost our mutations up a little bit. So let's spawn in all of our raptors here, and they're all boosted. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pick it up and see if we get amber. And wow, look at that. We actually got amber the first time in a while. Like, look at how crazy this thing is, dude. I don't even see it anymore. It's just flashing lights. It's so crazy and insane. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my main account, and let's see how much amber actually bumped up the price of this thing. So give me a second to bring my main in here. All right, so all we're going to do to check the updated value is give a trading ticket to my main account here, and we're going to just put it in the trade menu and see how big this thing is. Okay, so it's actually not going to show me what the full value is. Surprisingly, it went down, and it only shows 1.9 trillion. And I believe if we actually bring this thing over to Steven here and we see how much it's worth, it's only going to cap at 1 trillion. Oh no, actually it shows 1.9 trillion. So for whatever reason, getting the amber mutation actually made this thing go down in value, I guess, or the size for some reason got affected and it's actually not as big as it's supposed to be. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know why it went down in price. It should go up, but I guess we do have another mutation added on to this piece of broccoli. So that's that. All right, so we're going to get this cursed fruit set up. We're going to go ahead and start by getting some sprinklers ready. So I'm going to go ahead and place the master sprinkler, godly sprinkler, advanced and basic, just like we always do. And then we're going to go ahead and place our cursed fruit right underneath that. And we're also going to start spamming out some mooncats to then get our cursed fruit to be massive today. All right, let's see. That's all 8 mooncats. We're good there. And the sprinklers are bugging out. They're not spraying. It looks like they're still watering it because it's making progress. We have 5,000 watering cans, so let's get this thing fully grown. And just like that, we are now at a fully grown cursed fruit, and the mooncats are starting to nap. So hopefully these cursed fruits grow in pretty massive. The cursed fruit is growing in, and it looks to be pretty massive. There is a space right here, a gap in the middle of it, which I think that could be a bug. Mooncats got us a pretty large cursed fruit. I don't really know the largest size of the cursed fruit. I've never really grown cursed fruits besides one time, so I don't know the maximum size we can get the fruit. This looks to be pretty large, and it seems to be growing pretty quick, so I think the watering cans did work. It's just a little laggy because Roblox be dying right now. All right, well, I can't tell if this is gonna take a while to fully grow. It's very laggy right now. I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is spend some Robux here and get this thing to fully grow. All right, we got the main account. Let's see if the main account can actually grow this cursed fruit for us. I'm gonna go ahead and pay the Robux over there, and let's see it. Yeah, I think it worked. All right, we're gonna go ahead and pick up all of our Mooncats, and let's move on to the mutations. We gotta get 5 mutations so the butterfly can take those 5 mutations and turn this thing into rainbow. So we'll go ahead and add our shocked onto there, which the shocked cursed fruit, look at this. That looks incredibly awesome. We're gonna put the chocolate spray mutation on it and the pollinated. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use the honey sprinkler to get this thing honey glazed, and then we will finish off with the polar bears. And these polar bears should get this thing chilled, and that'll be our 5 mutations, so we can get this thing turned into rainbow. Polar bears, don't let me down today. We gotta make this cursed fruit have all the mutations on it. We gotta make sure this thing is spicy and expensive by the end of this. You guys hear me? All right, they're all failing again. Please, one of you get chilled. Oh, let's go. Let's go. One of them got chilled. I think it was this guy. Zeffy, you're the goat, man. All right, we can now pick up all of our polar bears because we now have the 5 mutations that the butterfly will need. So let's go ahead and first off put our queen bee down, and then we'll get the butterfly put down. And the queen bee, again, has a 6-minute shorter cooldown than the butterfly. So it will cool down the butterfly, and then the butterfly will add the rainbow mutation from all of the current mutations we have. All right, so we've actually been getting some crazy events while we're waiting for our queen bee to cool down. So we got Moonlit and Windstruck, but all this is about to go away because the butterfly has got to do its magic to get this thing rainbow. So the queen bee is cooling down. Now the butterfly should be in action, and let's get this cursed fruit to rainbow. And there we go. Our cursed fruit is now rainbow, looking nice. All right, so what we're gonna go ahead and do now is we're gonna go ahead and put some sea turtles down so we can try to get the wet mutation on our cursed fruit. So we have about 3 sea turtles we can use to do that. And then we're also going to stack some polar bears as well to get chilled / frozen, because once we get the wet mutation, it'll turn into frozen. And let's go ahead and also add those mutations back on there that we had. So we're gonna add chocolate, shocked, pollinated, and then let's get a honey sprinkler. And just like that, we are back up to 5 mutations. All right, the first chilled has failed. The second chilled has failed. Come on, one of you guys get chilled. Sea turtles, you guys do your thing. Okay, all the chilleds have failed, but maybe the sea turtles will do their mutations, please. All right, do your flips. Boom. Oh, look at that. First try. Sea turtle applied mutation wet to cursed fruit. So now this thing is wet, and now we can go ahead and pick up these sea turtles and max out on the polar bears. All right, some of the polar bears are in action, but more are failing. Oh, there we go. Polar bear applied mutation chilled to cursed fruit. This cursed fruit is officially frozen, and now we're up to 6 mutations. And with that, we can go ahead and get rid of all these polar bears, and then we can go ahead and add in a bunch of pets that we need to get some more mutations. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is the usual, where we add in 2 of our disco bees. So I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in 2 of these little guys. We'll spawn in 2 cooked owls that we have. We'll spawn in 2 of our scarlets to apply the verdant mutation. And finally, we'll start off with 2 of these chicken zombies to hopefully get zombified onto this thing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some alt accounts in here so we can take up this plot right here or this one. So we're in the middle, so we're a little bit closer because all the events spawn in back here over by the gear shop. And being in the middle definitely helps our chances with these event mutations. So I'll be right back. Oh, okay, it looks like our cooked owl just applied the burnt mutation onto our cursed fruit. We always get the burnt one. We never get the cooked. The cooked is a hard one to get, but burnt is still good. It's still added on there for an extra mutation. So that means we can go ahead and pick up our cooked owls now, and then we can increase our other pets. I'm gonna go ahead and use another chicken zombie then, and we're gonna go ahead and spawn in another disco bee to up those chances because the scarlet bird should be able to get this cursed fruit verdant pretty easily. All right, Brighter is here, ready to queue up the events. And usually the space event is the one that gets queued up first. So I'm going to just see if I move my cursed fruit over here Yep, there it is. I don't know how the space event actually affects. I don't know if it's just a passive mutation or if your fruits have to be hit by these engines. I have not gotten galactic yet. So what I'm going to do is I guess I'll line it up with one of these and see if it helps at all. Kind of don't think it matters. I think it's just a passive one that you may or may not get. We're starting with space travel, and then we also have night, so we can get moonlit on this thing. And also in the background, we're still waiting for these pets to cool down so we can get disco, zombified, and verdant. Oh, there we go. A fruit in your garden mutated to moonlit, so the night event was successful. All right, let's see. Galactic engines are going, and did that do anything? Did that give us galactic? No. Yeah, so this one's definitely just passive, and it's, again, only a small chance for the fruit to turn galactic. It looks like the galactic events failed, and there's no galactic either, so we're just not doing very good today. Hopefully these aliens end up liking my cursed fruit. I did try to make it nice and pretty for them, and hopefully they mutated, because I need that alien-like mutation. That'd be really nice. Oh, Disco Bee applied disco mutation to cursed fruit. Thank you, Disco Bee. Handshake, Disco Bee. And that is another one we can mark off the list. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these Disco Bees. Let's go ahead and spawn in another Scarlet to hopefully get verdant a little bit faster. And we will also spawn in some more chicken zombies to hopefully get zombified on this thing. All right, well, it looks like none of these aliens like my cursed fruit, which is very unfortunate because now I'm probably going to start crying any minute here. And the alien invasion is gone, and we did not get alien-like or galactic. So we're not off to the best start, but we have the Jandel Heavenly event. So maybe we can finally get Heavenly for once in our life. Wait, he's down here. Hey, what are you doing down here? You good? Can I jump on you? Oh, I can. Let me whisper in your ear. Hey, buddy, I need that Heavenly event, please. Please give me that Heavenly mutation. Please just give me that Heavenly mutation, man. I really need that Heavenly mutation. Oh. Jandel? He's gone. He got obliterated by a volcano. Oh, did we get Heavenly? No. All right, I don't even care about him getting obliterated by a volcano now. Bring your mutations over here. Oh, this one's in, this one's in, this one's in, this one's in. It's not in. It's in the middle of the map. Oh, that was like right here that literally touched it. I want to put this at the end just so I have a better chance. Come on. Come on, please, 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 please. Yes, that's in. That's in. We got it. Whew. That was stressful. And we are down to some meteors. Now, hopefully these hit. I think for this one, I definitely am going to travel this guy back into the middle of my garden here, like right here at least. I'm going to get this ready to move. Get this thing ready to move and pop! Oh, and actually, okay, we're good. We're good. All right, I need one of these Scarlets to hopefully give us the Verdant mutation. Two of them are about to cool down. One of them has a minute and a half. Let's get Verdant on this, guys. Come on, do your thing. Let's get it. Failed. Okay, next Scarlet, please. Please, Verdant mutation. Let's go, dude. Scarlet applied Verdant to Cursed Fruit. We are now up to Verdant. We can now get Paradisal and Sun-Dried added on. Perfect, perfect. Let's go ahead and pick up these Scarlets now, and we're going to go ahead and max out on the chicken zombies. And then we're going to bring in our Queen Bees just to help them with their cooldowns. We got Meteoric as well, which is awesome. Hopefully we can get Void Touch, because Void Touch we never seem to get, and it's... There it is. I thought it was bugging out. Maybe if I just use my trowel, I can put this like right here on the corner of my lot, and then reach that vine all the way out, and then maybe this is close enough now to touch the black hole and give us Void Touch. No, it just really doesn't like me at all, actually. All right, well, next up is Celestial. Okay, well, this one shouldn't be too hard. This one, we can wait for one of the star crawlers to start pulling, and then we can just drop this right onto the one it's about to land on. Oh, move it. Whew. We made it. I think we made it. We get it? Okay, good. That worked. We got Celestial. That's the little thing you could do. You trowel your plant right on top of a star crawler if you need it to get Celestial. All right, that gives us another mutation down. We're now up to 13 mutations on our Cursed Fruit. The wind is here. We have Gale, which is a very high wind struck chance. So for some reason, every time I move my fruits towards the end of my plot, like all the way over here, it seems to always get wind struck so much faster. I don't know why. I might just be tripping, but let's see if it happens again. And it also could just be because the Gale helps it get wind struck faster. Oh, there we go. Literally, like I was just saying, dude. I don't know why. Every time I move my fruit over here, it's wind struck nearly instantly. All right, we're in tornado season now. The tornadoes are here to hopefully give us the twisted mutation. This one's a little easier to get now that the tornadoes actually spawn around the map and move a lot better. Maybe we'll have some more spawn in close like this guy. Yes. All right, put this right here. Come on in. Oh, he's going this way? No. Come here. Come here. Oh, he doesn't know what to do. He's not making his mind up. Okay. Oh, another one spawned right on top of it. All right, put it on this one. Come on, there's no way we don't get twisted from this. They're like literally right here on it. There's no way we don't. I'm just gonna keep maximizing my chances. Tornado is staying in our property. He's staying in our garden. It's gone. Did we get twisted from that? Let's go. We got twisted. All right, the tornadoes are gone, and it's heat wave, and literally instantly as that spawned in, we got one of the heat wave sunbeams to strike, which just gave us the paradisal mutation, and it striked again, which also should give us the sun-dried mutation, and there we go. 16 mutations on our cursed fruit. Okay, so I was literally just waiting for Brighter to join in and add the rest of the mutations onto our cursed fruit, and while I was waiting, one of the chicken zombies just went crazy and got us zombified. So we're actually up to 17 mutations on the cursed fruit. So now we don't have to have him add zombified on here. So now all we have to do is have him add galactic, alien-like, plasma, heavenly, bloodlit, void touched, verdant. I know we had verdant already, but we're gonna have him add it back on because before we had it, it just converted to paradisal. And we're also gonna have him add on dawnbound just for the heck of it and gold for the heck of it. So that way we can technically have every mutation on this cursed fruit. All right, so Brighter is here. He's going to add those mutations that we just said. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up our big cursed fruit here. All right, so there we go. Brighter is now going to add on the mutations that we listed just a second ago onto this thing, so it can have literally every mutation in the game on this cursed fruit. All right, and just like that, we now have every mutation on our cursed fruit. So we're gonna go ahead and see what the value of this thing is when we talk to Steven. Moment of truth. 15 billion shekels, this cursed fruit with every mutation on it in the game. Again, there are issues with all of the mutations being added onto fruit, so if this value does seem a little bit low, it's probably just a bug. That is the cursed fruit getting every mutation on. I'm gonna go ahead and start off this, of course, with our mooncats here. Let's spawn in all 8 of these mooncats like we normally do. All right, we're good there. Let's go ahead and also get our sprinklers set up. We got our master sprinkler here. We got godly, advanced, and basic. And let's go ahead and put our elder strawberry down. All right, I brought my main account over here and I put this berry blusher sprinkler down. Dude, this thing is only at 1% grown. This is actually gonna take forever. All right, so our elder strawberry plant is now grown in. I went ahead and just skipped the growth process with some Robux here so we can start getting a fruit to grow in. All right, I'm gonna try to hit the grow all button again and just see if we get any big strawberries. Okay, we got a pretty decent sized elder strawberry right here. It's not as big as I was thinking it would be. And we got this one as well, but this one over here looks a little bit bigger. I think we could definitely get bigger. This is only 15 kilograms. I feel like this should be able to be a bigger size. So yeah, 3 of them, it looks like grow in at a time on each 3 of these branches. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just, we're gonna put some more sprinklers down here, let our mooncats do their thing. I'm also going to get another berry sprinkler put down on it. All right, we have another berry blusher sprinkler put down. I'm gonna see if this will help us get a bigger one with all these mooncats as well, trying to attack it with their abilities. All right, so I'm glad we waited a little bit because, yeah, this was our biggest strawberry a second ago. And then after some waiting and leaving the game, we're looking at these guys now that are so big and they're in the ground. I can't tell which one is the biggest one out of all of these. It's really difficult to tell. Okay, I think the gold one is bigger because looking at the stem, like the little green areas down here, the very bottom, this one goes across about 6 studs and this one looks like it is about 8 studs. So I think the gold one is definitely bigger. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the gold one favorited for a second. We're gonna unfavorite this one and pick this one up. And yeah, I think the gold one's bigger. And also look at this stem on this thing, dude. It is so big and dug into the ground. I can't tell what's going on. It's so... we're not even going to be able to see the strawberry until we're done. All right, well, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and unfavorite this. We're going to go ahead and add all of our sprays to it. So let's add shocked. Let's add pollinated, chocolate. We'll go ahead and add a cloud touch to it. And we need one more. The gold does not count towards rainbow. So we're going to go ahead and add a honey sprinkler down to get honey glazed. And now we should be good. Let me just run over here real quick. Yep, there we go. So now we have our 5 mutations that we can convert to rainbow. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up all of our mooncats here. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and spawn in a queen bee to get the cooldown reset for that. And then that will cool down a butterfly and convert this to rainbow because rainbow's a better multiplier than gold. All right, and then on our main account over here, we're going to spawn in a queen bee to also help with cooldowns for our Kitsune, so we can get chakra and hopefully Foxfire chakra. And also we have a corrupted Kitsune as well. And then we can get this guy to give us corrupted chakra and corrupted Foxfire chakra. So that should be a couple of more mutations added on from those guys once this turns rainbow, and we should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and wait the cooldowns out, and hopefully we'll get this done fast because the Tranquil event or corrupt event should be happening in about 10 minutes, but we have to wait for our queen bee for about 18 minutes, so we might be cutting it close. All right, so it's about time for the fun stuff to happen. Our queen bee here is right about to cool down our butterfly so we can get our elder strawberry rainbow. All right, she's doing her thing. Now let's let our butterfly do her thing. All right, perfect. Butterfly is converting, and the butterfly just converted our elder strawberry to rainbow, so we're good there. So now we can go ahead and pick up these two pets here. We're done with that. We have our main account's Kitsune coming over to apply chakra. It'd be nice if we can get Foxfire chakra, but let's see what it does. And we can actually see how big the strawberry is now when it steals it. Let's see. Okay, it's pretty big. He just got stuck in the ground for a second. Okay, that's a good size. You can see it down there. It's a pretty big strawberry. All right, so now we have chakra on here. We're about to get corrupt chakra in just a second, but until then, let's go ahead and apply our sprays back. So we got shocked, we're gonna go ahead and apply. We got cloud touch, we're gonna put pollinated back on that, and then we're gonna go ahead and put down a honey sprinkler there so we can get honey glazed back. Oh, and I almost forgot, I gotta do chocolate. I had a feeling I was missing one. There we go. We're missing our normal chilled and our normal amber that we normally add onto this, but we're going to be doing it a little bit differently, okay? So today, we're going to go ahead and spawn in a Kappa here, or two of them. So our Kappa will apply the wet mutation, then I'll attempt to turn wet into bloodlet, and then once we have that, that'll be out of the way. So let's go ahead, and these Kappas will probably be here for a while making these nasty sounds, because they got to get us wet, then bloodlet, and then we got to use them again to get frozen, and then probably again to get clay if we get sandy. We're going to go ahead and spawn in our corrupted scarlet and our tranquil scarlet, so we can try to get verdant done on this thing, so we can work on getting verdant and then paradisal, and also tranquil and corrupted. We're gonna go ahead and spawn in two of our disco bees here. We're gonna spawn in, just for now, one chicken zombie and one cooked owl, just so we can try to get progress on both of those. I usually like to do two of each, but we have so many pets now that we got to work with that I'm just gonna do one of each of those ones for now. All right, so actually the corrupted kitsune works differently, so I'm actually gonna give it to this account that I'm on right here. So the corrupted kitsune, I didn't realize that this was how it worked, actually has to be placed down in your garden. He has a 20% chance to apply the mutation corrupted chakra or Foxfire corrupted chakra onto your plants, but it's only on your plants. It doesn't work like the regular kitsune where it comes over, steals, and applies it. It works by you actually have to place it down with your other pets for it to work. So because of that, I actually am going to go ahead and pick up one of these Kappas for now. And that way we're going to place down this corrupted one so we can attempt to get corrupted chakra and corrupted Foxfire chakra. There we go. Now we're set up though. We should be good to go for all these mutations. One of you guys hook us up. Give us that disco mutation. Let me go ahead and delete this little strawberry up there as well. All right. Come on, target the big guy. Disco, let's go. Disco applied. All right, well, these two guys are good. I'm gonna go ahead and get them out of the way. I guess we'll go ahead and spawn in another Kappa just so we can try to get bloodlet done and out of the way. We're gonna spawn in our pterodactyl here to try to get windstruck and twisted to give us tempestuous. This guy is a guaranteed windstruck chance, but he's not guaranteed for twisted, so we gotta hope that he'll give us both. Otherwise, we still have to wait for a tornado event. All right. There we go. All right, well, we only got Windstruck from our Pterodactyl, but I can't complain because we haven't gotten anything from any of our other pets, but Windstruck is out of the way. I wish we did get Twisted, but since we did not get Twisted with that, this guy is pretty much done. I can't use him anymore. I just remembered that if I get any mutations on other plants, that I actually have a T-Rex, and I forgot that I have two T-Rexes now, so I could just let these guys eat the mutations off of certain plants and then let them spread. So I'm going to stop deleting the other Elder Strawberries because I completely forgot that these guys are in my inventory. I'm not used to having them. So in the meantime though, we're gonna keep waiting and hopefully we'll get some of these mutations done. All right, we have quite a lot of pets here that are about to finish their cooldowns, including our corrupted kitsune. So let's see if we can get corrupted chakra on our big strawberry here, or at least on one of these. As long as we get it on one of them, we can use the T-Rex later to move everything over. Let's see. Okay, the big one did get corrupt chakra on it. Ah, okay, so this is new. So if you get corrupt chakra and regular chakra, you get harmonized chakra. So now we have harmonized chakra on here. So I wonder if that works the same for tranquil and corrupt, if that does anything as well. Okay, we got verdant on one of our elder strawberries, but our big one did not get it. However, again, we can go ahead and use the T-Rex, and later that will convert some of these mutations around, and then it should spread everything around evenly, so we'll have all the mutations that we don't have on this. I guess in the meantime, since we did get corrupt chakra done, we can go ahead and pick this guy up, and let's replace him with a T-Rex. So we just need him to eat verdant, and then spread it to our big elder strawberry, and I think that's really the only one that this one has that our big one doesn't. All right, let's see. Bloodlet, please. Oh, bloodlet to 1. Okay, so we got bloodlet on this elder strawberry. We didn't get it on this one down here, but again, our T-Rex can help us out. Oh, and corruption has come to the garden. Okay, I guess we'll probably get corruption pretty quick. I'm gonna go ahead and trowel this back over here just in case any other events happen, like the celestial. All right, our big one is now corrupt as well. I guess what I'm gonna go ahead and do then, since we have bloodlet and this one down here is wet already, I'm gonna go ahead and convert that wet to frozen by using a chilled spray for my main account. All right, so now this one is frozen instead of wet because we don't really need the kappas anymore. So they should be good. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up these kappas for now. Let's go ahead and also favorite this. We also don't really need the corrupted scarlet anymore. We only need tranquil. We already have verdant on one of our plants, and our T-Rex will hopefully help spread that. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the corrupted one since he's kind of bugged out anyways. And with this, I'm going to spawn in another cooked owl just to help get us burnt. I don't believe any of our other strawberries have burnt. No, they don't. So we'll try and keep getting burnt with these guys. We have 2 chicken zombies, and we still have this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn in a tanuki now to work on this guy to cause mischief and hopefully give us moonlit on our big elder strawberry. And then I'm also going to spawn in our other T-Rex that we have, so these guys can start spreading around mutations. Oh, we have a heat wave event. I got to hurry. Let's do tanning mirrors. We need tanning mirrors. All right, so that should give us sun-dried, and then we can work on getting paradisal added over to our big elder strawberry. We actually might be able to use these T-Rexes to get sun-dried and stack it with paradisal. We'll see. All right, our T-Rex is doing something. Let's see what he spreads. Ah, okay, perfect. He spread the bloodlet mutation. That is the one we needed. Let's see if he did it to the right one. Bro, how did he spread it to 4 different strawberries, but we didn't get it on our main one? This doesn't make sense to me. All right, perfect. Cooked owl applied burnt directly to the correct elder strawberry. That's one less to worry about. That's added on. I'm going to go ahead and keep that favorited then. And then now I'm going to go ahead and pick up these cooked owls since they're out of the way. Let's spawn in another chicken zombie here. And then I'm also going to spawn in another tanuki so we can work on trying to get moonlit done. Okay, so I saw this new pet, the Raju, inside of the Zen shop that was added, but I actually didn't know that this guy will convert your shocked mutation into static, or has a chance to. So I just gifted it to myself for my main account, and we need to use this guy to actually get the new static mutation. So let me go ahead and just check. He can convert anything that is shocked to static. I guess there's a lightning storm going on right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and still spray one of these guys. I guess I'll spray this elder strawberry here, and then this guy can actually consume from fruits that aren't favorited. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is replace this with one of my chicken zombies that just finished their cooldowns. We'll put the Raju down, and then he will have a chance to devour fruit with shocked mutation, and then he will mutate 4 other fruits with static. All right, let's see. This guy's supposed to do his own little thunderstorm and give us static on everything. So let's see and hope that he actually does that for us. All right, looks like he's going in. He's running in there. He's eating. He's being fed. I had to pay him money, but we got static. Bro, I actually have to pay this man to spread my mutations. We got static added onto our elder strawberry. I can go ahead and pick you up now. And I guess we'll get that tanuki back in then to hopefully get moonlit done, bro. Wait. He ate the bloodlet fruit completely. Are you kidding me? I didn't know he's gonna actually consume the entire fruit. I thought he just consumed the mutation like the T-Rex does. I would have not put it on the bloodlet one if I knew that was the case. I guess if that's the case, then we're gonna replace this guy again with another kappa to hopefully give us the bloodlet mutation back, and hopefully maybe this time on the correct plant. I actually did not know that the other guy was going to eat the entire fruit. He ate the fruit, he ran my pockets, and he took my bloodlet mutation away. All right, this is good. We have a sandstorm coming through, although I can't see it at the bottom of the screen. It's not showing, so hopefully this one isn't a bug sandstorm. I guess I'll try and travel this over here real quick and see if we can get sandy in this corner. Usually this corner... Actually, no. This is the good corner right here. Let's see if this corner does it for us. See if we get Sandy mutation on anything. All right, we get it on anything. That's not Sandy. That doesn't look Sandy. What about our favorited one? No Sandy. All right, well, our luck for Sandstorm is still as bad as it always is. Okay, good things are starting to happen. We just had 2 of our Scarlets applied Verdant to our Elder Strawberries, and one of them was actually our big guy here. So we finally have Paradisal, and we also have a Twisted Tornado event going on. So we got to be quick and make sure we can move this thing over to the tornadoes and get Twisted on it so we can get Tempestuous. Dude, these tornadoes are actually spawning all down there, not near us over here. Come on. Oh, here we go. One's right here. Why are you turning? No, this way, this way, this way. Hey, go, no, go this way. Go behind you, go behind you. Please, before the event ends, please. I think we're gonna miss this. We just... Alright, since we haven't had luck with these T-Rexes spreading the correct mutations that we want, although the T-Rexes are very good because they'll take 1 mutation and spread it to all your fruits, I think we're gonna need to use something more like the Spinosaurus, because this guy will eat 3 mutations and spread it to 1 fruit, usually targeting your favorited fruits. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up our T-Rexes and put down 2 of these Spinosauruses, and this should actually help us. Should help us get zombified, moved over to our big favorited Elder Strawberry. All right. So perfect timing. We just got the Zen Aura event, so now we can get Tranquil, which we just did on our big Elder Strawberry. Finally, we're still waiting for these guys to transfer the zombified over, and we're still waiting for these guys to give us Bloodlet again, but none of that is actually happening. But the other thing is we have another tornado event, so we can try to get our Twisted to turn into Tempestuous. Oh yes, like this. Perfect. All right, let's just keep it right here, please. Don't leave too fast. Oh, here's another one right here. Perfect. And he's leaving. Why are you leaving? Don't leave me. Oh, wait, this one likes me. He spawned right on top of that. Wait, but don't leave. Don't leave. Turn back around. Hold on. Don't leave. Oh, here's another one. This one likes me. Stay. Stay put. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Okay, we got Tempestuous on this one. Did we get it on our big one? Let's see. No, we didn't get on the big one, but we did get it on one of them. So maybe these guys will be nice enough to move it over for me. Let me go ahead and move this back. What did he eat? Oh, finally, he ate Zombified. Finally, we got Zombified moved over. All right, now all you got to do is eat Tempestuous. That literally took so long. Okay, I literally just missed it on footage, but our Manukis, after like 4 hours since they've been spawned in, they finally applied Moonlit, and they applied it to the correct plant. So we have Moonlit now on our Elder Strawberry. That took a very long time. In total, though, this thing is looking good, and we have 18 mutations on it, and if we actually spread out Paradisal and Harmonized Chakra, we'd have about 20 mutations on it. All right, so all of our pets here have been hard at work moving over our mutations to our big guy here, and actually on this fruit right here, we only have Gold, Tempestuous, Tranquil, and Chakra on it. At this point, we have 2 T-Rexes and 2 Spinosauruses, and they will all eat at least 1 mutation and spread it. We do have this Elder Strawberry in the way, though, with Corrupt and Pollinated, just to make sure they don't eat this one, and they only take from this one, so we can get that Tempestuous added over. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one up. So all of our guys will actually ignore Gold here, and they won't eat the gold, so they should only target... Oh, and the first guy targeted Tempestuous, so we're actually good. I was going to say they should only target the 4 mutations, Tempestuous, Tranquil, Chakra, and Wet. This guy down here has a total of 17 mutations on it. Earlier, I think I said 18, but there's actually 17, and then if you spread out Harmonized Chakra and Paradisal, that would be 19 mutations total. And I guess if you spread out Tempestuous, then that would be 21 mutations. I would wait around because we really only need Bloodlet, Celestial, and Aurora as our last 3 legit mutations. All the other ones would just be considered admin mutations. But I've been waiting around and doing this for like 6 hours, so I think we're at a good stopping point, and we have way more mutations now with this new update than we normally do. So let's go ahead and pick this guy up. And I can't even see the size of it, but it is definitely a lot bigger than our other ones, and it looks crazy with all of these mutations on it. But anyways, without further ado, we're going to talk to Steven here, check the value of our mutated Elder Strawberry, and see how much money this thing will make us. So Steven, what are we looking at today, buddy? Oh my gosh, dude. This thing is only worth 43 billion. That is insane. I thought this would have a way better value to it with all of these mutations added onto it. I think it would if the size was even bigger than this. I think our size for this thing wasn't as good as it could have been. For this thing being nearly 1,000 Robux and probably, I don't even know, 75 to 100 million in-game cash. For 43 billion return from sitting here for 6 hours and doing all the mutations. Honestly, this is the first fruit that I felt like that was a very unfair value. And it could just be the fact that the multiplier for the size isn't that good because it's not that big of a strawberry. But I feel like this thing definitely needs a buff. And I think I've heard a couple of other people complain about the new fruits that they added with this update needing a buff. But let me know if I'm crazy. And if you guys disagree with me, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and place my firewall down right here. And then we're also going to go ahead and use some of our sugar apple seeds here. We do have sugar apples spawned over here, but we're going to go ahead and actually plant some new ones since those have tons of mutations on them. And with that, we're going to spawn in our apple gazelle pet, and we're also going to spawn in our mandrakes. What we're going to go ahead and do now is hit the grow all button on my main account here so we can get those sugar apples to grow in and also our firewall. All right, and there we go. So here is the new firewall. These are actually pretty tiny, so we are going to pick these up and we're going to actually grow them in a second. But first, we're going to attempt to get the warp mutation with our apple gazelle. He's already boosted, so let's go ahead and pick up some of these sugar apples here. Surprisingly, we did not get the warp mutation from that, so let's go ahead and grow all again and then try that again. Sometimes this happens, but we should be able to get it within the next grow all or 2 grow alls. Let's see. Bro, why are we actually not getting the warp mutation? Usually we get it pretty quickly. Do they nerf this guy? I don't know. Seems to be about the same % chance. All right, let's keep trying. All right, we're still not getting it, dude. I don't know what's going on here. Just making sure we didn't get it like on anything else. Like maybe it's bugging out or something, but I don't see it on anything. So I think we're just having an issue here. All right, well, I guess I'll keep trying. Just give me a minute here. We should be able to get it in a second. I don't know why it's taking so long. There we go. Finally, we got the warp mutation to spread to one of our plants here. So it's on one of our sugar apples that's already established. So, all right, it just took a couple of tries today. Usually we get a lot faster, but our luck today, I guess, is just not very good. So I'm going to go ahead and pick these up then, now that we're done with these sugar apples. All right, and let's go ahead and pick up our apple gazelle, and then let's go ahead and get our mandrake seeds ready here with an advanced sprinkler and some watering cans. We're going to go ahead and place a couple of these down and try to get the rot mutation done real quick. All right, there we go. We got the rot mutation to spread over here to one of our sugar apples. So that mutation is now done, and we can go ahead and pick up the rest of these mandrakes and get started with the actual plant here. All right, let me go ahead and sell all this stuff that's in my inventory, get rid of these real quick, and let's pick up our mandrakes and let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna go ahead and spawn in our mooncats here, at least 7 of them. People were saying they nerfed the mooncats, but actually the mooncats just had a bug and they fixed it in this update. So now our mooncats should actually work correctly. We're gonna spawn in a triceratops to help speed up the growth, and let's go ahead and pick up all these firewalls here, and let's go ahead and get our sprinklers down on this firewall plant. So we're gonna go ahead and use the Grandmaster sprinkler here, Master sprinkler, our Godly sprinkler, Advanced, and Basic. There we go. And I believe this is an autumn plant, so we don't have any fall sprinklers on this account. Let me go grab one on my main account real quick, and then we'll throw that in the mix. All right, there we go. We have a maple sprinkler added from our main account now, and now we should be able to get some pretty big firewalls here, and it's growing actually pretty quick. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this right here and see if our mooncats will help boost this. There's a couple of them here, so hopefully that'll help give us a little bit of a mooncat boost. But now that we have all of our sprinklers down and we have our mooncats, we should be able to get a pretty big firewall, and then we can start getting all the mutations added to this thing, and we'll also get all of these extra admin mutations moved over to it as well. So we're gonna have a really expensive firewall today. I'm gonna go ahead and favorite these just so when we attempt to get the rainbow mutation done, we don't have to worry about these converting to rainbow over here, although we have a lot of these things that are mutated like crazy. So I'm gonna have to favorite like everything over here. All right, I got some more mooncats sleeping. We have a couple of them up here. Let me move this over here because there's like 3 of them right there, and then hopefully we get a pretty big one to grow in. These 2 are decent, but they're not as big as we definitely could get it. Can I move this, please? All right, so we're gonna let that do its thing, and then I'm gonna go ahead and look through here, make sure we get everything favorited so we don't pick anything up. There are so many sugar apples in here that we're gonna have to favorite and make sure are safe. All right, sorry, I'm multitasking here, but I'm gonna keep moving this into the pile of mooncats to try and get a big firewall to grow in. This dude is hitting the sugar apples. That doesn't really help us out, but sure, thanks, man. All right, so I'm gonna wait for a big firewall to grow, and I'm gonna keep favoriting all these sugar apples because there's actually so many. Once we get a pretty big firewall to grow in, we'll come back, get rainbow on it, and then start getting all the mutations. There's just so many plants today. The admin event really is slowing me down because there's so many things I gotta favorite, and I'm gonna have to unfavorite all of them later. So just give me a minute. I'm gonna come back once we have a big firewall, and all this is favorited to save some time. All right, so we are back, and we actually got blessed today because we got rainbow firewalls, and also these things grew way bigger than I thought they were going to. So yeah, this one that's actually the biggest one is surprisingly rainbow, so we don't have to go through the whole process of waiting for our butterfly to do its magic on it. So that's actually crazy that we got a rainbow on our first try, and I just spent all that time favoriting all of our fruits so the butterfly wouldn't eat it and eat all the mutations and move them over here. So we actually got really lucky, but now I have to sit here and unfavorite all of them. But I'll do that in a little bit when we're gonna get ready for our Spinos. But anyways, yeah, so we have our big firewall here. It is already rainbow, which saves us some time, so we don't have to sit here and wait for the queen bee to cool down our butterfly and do all that stuff. So we're good with that. We can go ahead and actually start getting some mutations applied to this thing right away. So I'm gonna go ahead and look through my sprays here. I do need to get pollinated on this. We're gonna put that. We do have chocolate actually added over there, and windstruck is actually in the mix over here as well. We have tempestuous on plenty of fruits, so we can save those today. We are gonna go ahead and put a honey sprinkler down though and add this onto there so we can get the honey glaze mutation. There we go. And then on our main account here, we're going to add the glimmering spray, the cloud touch spray, and the luminous spray. And we also just had our main account's Kitsune apply the chakra mutation in one of the sugar apples over here, or the carrots. So that's an extra mutation done as well. But there we go. Now we have some extra mutations added to our firewall. It looks all beautiful and shiny. But we have 6 mutations on there from sprays, and we are good to go with that. We also don't need verdant, which I would normally spray that, but we already have the verdant mutation applied over here on one of our sugar apples, so we are fine, and we can save the verdant spray as well today. So yeah, a lot of our work was done from the admin events, which is actually crazy. So I am going to go ahead though and spawn in a carrot seed right here, and we're going to use our main account to spray the carrot with the shocked mutation spray. Okay, there we go. And now that we have a shocked carrot here, we can go ahead and spawn in our Raiju, and he is going to eat this carrot and then apply the static mutation around the area to maybe the sugar apples or our firewall, or maybe some more carrots, because I am going to place a couple more down here. So that way we can get the static mutation, and that will be used for storm charge or maelstrom later. Since he spawned in, we can go ahead and start getting all of our guaranteed mutation pets done and out of the way as well. So let's go ahead and spawn in our golden goose so we can get a fortune egg set. And let me just go through the mix here. We need our phoenix, so we can get the flaming mutation done. We don't need our pterodactyl because we already have tempestuous. And we don't need glimmering spray because we already have the glimmering spray applied, or the luminous spray. We don't need that as well because we have that spray. We're gonna spawn in the cockatrice though for the toxic mutation. We do need our corrupt kitsune for the corrupt chakra or foxfire corrupt chakra mutation today. I believe we actually need some jackalopes because we did not get the sandy mutation applied to anything from what I've seen. So we're gonna spawn in 2 jackalopes. We don't need our peach wasp today, so we can save that. We do need our lemon lion to get the brain rot mutation done, so we're spawning him in. And I'm just trying to go down the list because my brain's just not working today, dude. There's so many mutations that we already got, so my head is just like not there. So I'm trying to remember like what we need because everything's kind of mixed today. It's different from our normal arrangement of pets. So let's wait for these pets to get done, get these mutations, and then we'll swap out with some new ones. But I'm gonna make sure I get all my other guaranteed-ish pets done. All right, I think we're good. I think I have everything ready in my hotbar now that I need to for our guaranteed pets. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and boost these jackalopes. So that one's already boosted, but I'm gonna boost this one. We're gonna get the sandy mutation done. Once sandy's done, we're actually gonna spawn in our swan and our badger so we can get cracked and we can get graceful done. And then I'm gonna also need a couple more toys so I can boost some of these other guaranteed pets, get them done a little bit faster. So I'm gonna gift myself some more pets. I mean, some more toys. Bro, I literally can't think today. My brain is like completely fried. I'm sorry, dude. This is not my normal mutation video. All right, there's so much going on today. My head hurts. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and boost the Raiju as well to save some time there. And let's just see if we can get the jackalopes done, get sandy. Once we get sandy, we could swap out with 2 of these guys down here. Failed. What about the other one? Failed. All right, we're gonna wait a little bit here to get sandy. I'm gonna give myself some more toys, so we'll be back in just a minute and we'll see what mutation we get done next. So I'll be right back. All right, we are good. I got some toys and some of our pets are going to apply their mutation. So we're gonna have the lemon lion give us the brain rot mutation, and we can swap him out for our swan. And we're gonna also boost some of these other guys. So let's boost the phoenix to get him done and out of the way. Let's boost the cockatrice to get him out of the way. And we can also boost the golden goose, and that should save us a couple minutes for those guys. Nice. And our jackalopes are still trying to apply sandy, so hopefully we can get that done pretty quickly. All right, but yeah, first pet to give us a guaranteed mutation today is the lemon lion. He has a pretty quick cooldown, so that saves us some time here. We can swap him out. All right, there we go. We have the brain rot mutation applied to a sugar apple, so he is done with his job. Pick him up, and we're gonna actually replace him with the swan, because the swan is the next guaranteed mutation. We get graceful every 5 minutes, so that will help us out there. And Phoenix is going next. We got the flaming mutation on a bunch of our sugar apples, and I think some of our carrots. So Phoenix is done. We can get rid of him. And I'm gonna go ahead and replace the Phoenix with, I guess, the giant badger, so we can get the crack mutation done since he goes pretty quickly. I'm also gonna get some more carrot seeds ready, so when we spawn in our kappas, we can get bloodlet done a little bit faster. All right, so our Raiju will be next, and then our cockatrice, but our Raiju will eat this shock carrot and then apply static to a ton of stuff, probably just our other carrots since we have so many spawned in now. And then once he's done, I guess I'll replace him with the kappas, or maybe the grizzly bears next, so we get fall done. And then hopefully these jackalopes hurry up, bro, and give us sandy. We gotta get these guys out of the way, dude. But oh, our giant badger will be done as well with the Raiju, and then also our cockatrice. So we'll have some more spots. We can throw some grizzly bears in here, the kappas, and get those mutations done. But all right, Raiju, come eat the shock carrot, buddy. Don't eat. I hope I didn't forget to favor something over there. He's gonna eat that. All right, good. I think we're good. He's targeting. Uh-oh. What did he just eat? Bro, you just ate one of my good carrots, I think. Or actually, no, I think he ate it from a apple that I didn't favorite, because these are all favorited. All right, well, that's fine. We got static done. I don't even know what he just ate, bro. There's so many mutations. My head hurts. All right, and we just got toxic done on some more carrots. I believe this one. Did this one just get toxic on it? One of these I thought just got toxic done. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But the jackalope did just apply sandy as well, and then our badger is going to apply the crack mutation to a bunch of stuff, which he just did to this one. So we are good. All right, so Raiju's done. Cockatrice is done. Jackalopes are done because we just got sandy, and badgers done with cracked. So we are good. We just got a bunch of mutations done and out of the way. I am gonna move. I don't know what carrots we got toxic on, so I'm just gonna throw this one over here. Yeah, and we just got 24 fruits with the cracked mutation, bro. We didn't even need that many, but thanks for your service, I guess. That works. I'm gonna pick up some of these carrots to get them out of the way. We actually did get cracked directly on our firewall, so we really don't need cracked on anything else. I might as well just pick up all these extra carrots that we have them on. There we go. Just move everything out of the way. There we go. So we're good with that. We got these guys done. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in my grizzly bears now because we need to get the fall mutation done. The grizzly bears are going in. Let's go ahead and spawn the kappas in as well so we can get bloodlet done. We'll spawn in 2 kappas here, get us bloodlet done pretty quick. And then we're also gonna go ahead and just get our gnome out of the way since we have quite a lot of gnomes here. He's got a pretty high % chance to get the gnome mutation done. And then after we get these guys done, we'll do our chicken zombies, and then we'll be ready for our AFK setup, which should be pretty easy today since we got a lot of the AFK mutations done already. We just need our Spinos to work in overtime today because there's so many mutations they got to move over, dude. Oh, wait, let me go ahead and boost the swan again. I didn't realize he was not boosted anymore, but that will give us the graceful mutation. And then our golden goose is also going to give us a fortune egg. Oh, thank you. You're placing it right next to our Spino platter. Thanks for your service. You'll enjoy your scrambled eggs. All right, I'm gonna pick up the golden goose now. Let's get the graceful mutation done from our swan. All right, we got to apply to a sugar apple. So one of these have graceful on them now. So the graceful is done. We can pick up our swan. And now we have 2 extra pet slots. So we're gonna go ahead and spawn in some chicken zombies to work on them to get the zombified mutation done and out of the way. And once we get pretty much all of these pets done, then we'll be ready for our AFK setup. So I'm gonna wait around. I'm gonna boost the grizzly bears here just to help them out. And then we're gonna wait around, see what mutations we get next, and work towards that AFK setup so we can just get everything applied to our firewall. All right, so our Krupp Kitsune is ready. Let's see if we get Foxfire Krupp Chakra. Okay, we got regular chakra on a bunch of stuff, including a sugar apple and some carrots. So we can go ahead and pick up these carrots since it's on a sugar apple over there with our other stuff. But yeah, there we go. All right, so Krupp Chakra is done. We can go ahead and pick up our Krupp Kitsune. I'm just gonna go ahead and replace them, I guess, with our Spriggan so we get Bloom done, and they'll save some time. And then once our grizzly bears are done, we'll replace these with some more chicken zombies so we can make sure we get zombified done and out of the way. I think we're good. So now we just gotta wait for our kappas to give us bloodlet, our grizzly bears to give us fall, and then our gnome just failed, but we'll wait to try and get gnomed. And once our Spriggan gives us bloom, which should be pretty easy, we can go ahead and get some more chicken zombies in here or just get ready for our AFK setup. Now, because we have so many of the mutations done today already, our AFK setup will probably be a lot smaller today, so we'll have to do the junk bot, of course, Krupp Scarlet, Tranquil Scarlet, Griffin, and then just the spaghetti slots. But we will have about 3 slots open for Spinosauruses. phases. So whenever we get started on that, we can get 3 of our Spinos ready, and then they can just start moving everything over to our firewall already, which will be really helpful. And hopefully we can get the firewall with all the mutations done within a couple hours. But yeah, this thing is about to be actually crazy and maybe even maxed out. We might have almost all the mutations on it today, like actually. So this will be an interesting one. This thing better be worth a lot of money. You better make us proud, firewall. All right, so one of our grizzly bears finally just applied the fall mutation to one of our sugar apples. I don't know. There's so many sugar apples, dude, with so many mutations, but it's in there somewhere. But our grizzly bears are completed. They are done. So with that, I'm going to actually go ahead and spawn in a... not that, but I'm going to spawn in another chicken zombie, and I'm going to spawn in my queen bee to help with some of these cooldowns so we can get the rest of these pets done, and then we'll get ready for our AFK grind pets. But our first 2 chicken zombies here are almost done with their cooldown, so I'm going to go ahead and boost them and see if we can get the zombified mutation out of the way, and hopefully we can, because that would help us a lot, so we can get moving along, and then we could just get the bloodlet mutation done, gnome done, and bloom, and then we could be ready for our AFK grind. I mean, we really don't need to get these guys. We can actually just include in our AFK grind, but it's easier if we get them done now, so there's less to look around for later in the mix of a million mutations. But fall's at least done. We're gonna see if we get the rest of these done. Hopefully we can get zombified done in the next 2 minutes, and we'll check back if we get it applied. If not, we're gonna wait until we get something applied, so I'll see you in a second. All right, so my Kappas just went crazy, applied wet to a bunch of our carrots, and we finally got a bloodlet carrot done from our Kappas. So we can go ahead and pick up these guys here, and we can go ahead and move this bloodlet carrot into the mix over here. And dude, my Spinos are about to eat real good. There's so many mutations for them to eat over here. They're gonna be sick to their stomachs. I mean, I'm sick to my stomach just looking at all these. They're gonna have to unfavorite everything over here. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some of these extra carrots here that have mutations on them to get some of the mutations that we don't need out of the way. And then with that, I'm gonna go ahead and plant some more for our Spriggan to have an easier time, and some of our other pets, and that should be good. Now, hopefully we get gnome done, and hopefully we can get bloom done. I'm gonna boost our Spriggan there to get him out of the way. But since we have 2 extra pet slots, I am gonna spawn in another chicken zombie in the mix. Actually, I'm gonna spawn in 2 more chicken zombies in the mix, just so we can hopefully get the zombified mutation done and out of the way. And then once we get that done, hopefully we can get bloom and gnome done as well. That'd be very helpful. All right, our Spriggan should easily apply the bloom mutation in just a second. There's so many carrots next to him. I don't think he can fail this. There's no way he fails this, right? And just to make sure, I'm gonna actually throw some more carrots over here. Actually, he should be fine. Look at him. Yeah, there we go. There's plenty. All right, so we got some bloom done on carrots here. I'm gonna go ahead and pick him up, and we'll pick up a couple of these since we got like 4 of them done there. All right, I'm gonna pick up this bloom carrot here, move it into our platter. There we go, and our Spriggan is done. So now we really just have to focus on our chicken zombies giving us zombified, and if the gnome can give us gnomed, that would be nice as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another... Actually, we already spawned in all of our chicken zombies, so I'm gonna spawn in a mimic octopus to help mimic the chicken zombies just in case, so we have all these opportunities to get the zombified mutation done. And as soon as we have it done, we're gonna move on to our AFK setup, get the rest of our pets done while the Spinos transfer everything over to our firewall and have the ultimate firewall and grow a garden. Hopefully this thing is worth it and worth a lot of money. Hey, thank you so much for that. More chakra. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and keep unfavoriting all of our sugar apples. I already unfavorited a bunch of them, but that way our Spinos will be ready to munch them down and hopefully move the mutations over to our firewall. All right, we finally got the gnomed mutation done and applied to a sugar apple, so we're good to go. Now, I realized that we can actually just get ready for our AFK setup. Like, we could have just been doing it already, but I wanted to try to get those 2 done so we had more spots for Spinos to get all this moved over to our firewall. But I think we're honestly fine, but I'm gonna go ahead and just see real quick if we do get the zombified mutation from our chicken zombie here. If we don't, then that's fine. We're gonna go ahead and just go forward with doing our AFK setup. But let's just real quick see if Shano here will give us our zombified mutation. If so, that'll be a little bit better because we'll have a little bit more space for some Spinos. But let's just see our luck. Let's see if we're lucky enough today to get this done. Bro, that scared the heck out of me. That was so loud for a second there. It made me jump. Tornadoes are scary. All right, Shano, come on. Let's get zombified so we have some more space for AFKing with Spinos, please. All right, failed. All right, I don't like you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the other chicken zombies we have here then. And I mean, I guess I could boost these 2 just for an extra chance. I'll see if I get zombified, but if not, we're gonna go down to just 1. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get the rest of our AFK pets spawned in. So we're gonna use the junk bot to get the oil mutation, corrupted scarlet for corrupt, tranquil scarlet for tranquil, griffin for cyclonic, and then we can get maelstrom and storm charge, and the aromatic spaghetti sloth so we can get the aromatic mutation, of course, that it has on it. But then we get sauce pot pasta and meatball to get the spaghetti mutation, and that is pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and also spawn in our first Mega Spinosaurus here, so it can start eating away at mutations and moving them over to our firewell. And we're gonna just see if we get zombified done. If we do, we're gonna spawn in 2 more Spinos, but if we don't, we're gonna go ahead and just pick up one of these chicken zombies and spawn in an extra Spino to replace one of these. But we'll see if we get it done. I'll be right back in 2 minutes to see if we get zombified done. All right, well, we did just get a frost event, which will probably ruin our chance to get ceramic done, but oh well, because our firewall here just got frozen. But let's see if we get zombified, maybe. Failed. What about you, Bella? Come on, Bella, please. Failed. All right, they both failed. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up one of them, then that's fine. And we're gonna go ahead and just spawn in another Mega Spinosaurus here. And then once we come back, when we get a couple mutations done, we'll spawn in these other 2 Spinos to help. But that will at least get things moving along so we get everything added to our firewall. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up all these carrots then, since these chicken zombies are failing us. And we're just gonna get all these out of the way, so there's less mutations to worry about, or at least less mutated carrots for our Spinos to eat off of, so they just focus on the fruits with actual mutations on them that we need. And there we go. We are now officially set up for our AFK setup. So we gotta wait to get zombified, oil, corrupt, tranquil, cyclonic, and then the 4 that the spaghetti sauce has: aromatic, sauce, pasta, and meatball. And we're gonna wait for all those. Spinos will start moving everything over to our firewall, and we should come back to a maxed out firewall, and hopefully it'll be worth some good money. So yeah, let's go ahead and AFK and let our Spinos eat away. All right, so we just got back from AFKing. We let all of the rest of our pets get their mutations done, and we let all of our Spinos actually move those mutations to our firewall. And now we're looking at this firewall with literally 49 mutations on this thing. But if we separate these things, we have even more than 49 mutations. So Cosmic would bring us to about 50 mutations, Spaghetti 52 mutations, Abyssal would be about 53 mutations, Infernal would bring us up to about, I think, 55, 56 mutations. I believe about 56 because there's a lot in that Infernal mutation. So Frozen would be at 57 mutations, Paradisal 58 mutations, Gloom 59 mutations, Maelstrom would bring us to about 61 mutations, Harmonized Chakra 62 mutations, Corrosive 63 mutations, and that is about it. So yeah, we'd be at about 63 mutations with this firewall with everything spread out. So this is definitely one of our most mutated plants. We pretty much have gotten every single mutation in Grow a Garden on this firewall. I guess the only ones we really didn't get is like Ascended Chakra, and we still need to try to get Amber on it, but this thing is literally insane and has so many mutations. It better be worth a lot of money, dude. All right, but without further ado, I'm gonna actually use a magnifying glass on this thing first to see the value of it with all these mutations on it, and then we're going to attempt to use our raptors to get the Amber mutation and see if the value will go any higher if we do get Amber on it. So without further ado, we're gonna use my magnifying glass in 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, so with all of these mutations on this thing is actually only worth 2 trillion. Don't forget that this thing actually has Dawnbound on it and some of the best mutations on it, like Cosmic and Abyssal, and it's only at 2 trillion, dude. That is actually crazy. I expected this to be way more because it has this many mutations on it, and this is one of the new rarest fruits in the game. We've gotten better valued fruits from stuff in the seed shop, so that's actually kind of insane that it's only worth 2 trillion. Let's see if we can get Amber on it though, and see if we can get it to be valued at a bigger amount. Now this thing might have actually been worth more if it was a bigger firewall, but we did get a lot of mutations on it, and it is still pretty big. So for this only being 2 trillion, I honestly did expect more, but let's go ahead and see if we can top it off by getting the Amber mutation. All right, and we did not get the Amber mutation, so we're just going to be at the 2 trillion value mark, which is honestly, I mean, it isn't bad, but for how much we did here, I feel like that we got kind of ripped off, maybe. Just like, look at this thing. But I don't know, maybe you guys feel differently about it. Let me know down in the comments below if you think the firewall is worth it, if you think it was worth all of these mutations. Also drop a like on this video, subscribe for some more mutation videos like this one. I'll see you guys in the next video.